e-seminar is to bring awareness about scope, objectives, and benefits of mushroom farming among the people. Dear friends, this e-seminar is a platform to discuss the ideas about mushroom farming and the opportunities that the business of mushroom provides to the marginal farmers. I welcome all the delegates and scholars once again to this seminar. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Professor Dr. A.S. Dahat for welcome speech.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. You are audible.
Yes. Am I audible, sir?
Yes.
Good morning, all of you. It's my immense pleasure to be with all of you. I welcome to all the teachers, students, scholars, businessmen, professors, and other delegates for attending this e-seminar on the topic scope, objective, and benefits of the mushroom farming, a new business of opportunity. The topic of the seminar is practically related to improve the socio-economic condition of farmers, families, and solve the employment problem. This knowledge of the mushroom cultivation very important in the present day. As we know, due to the pandemic situation of COVID-19 of coronavirus, number of the youth and women have lost their job, and the Indian economy has also faced a setback in this crucial condition. It's our privilege that we have Honorable Dr. N.M. Dongarwar, sir, Professor and Head, PG Department of Botany, Rashtra Sant Tukadoji Maharaj, Nagpur University, Nagpur, as a chief guest of the inaugural function of this e-seminar. Likewise, we have Advocate Shobhatai Kale, Treasurer of Krishak Education Society, Dr. Jay Tidke sir, Professor and Head, Department of Botany, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, Amravati, Dr. H.R. Virudkar sir, Principal and Convener of today's e-seminar, Dr. A.U. Pachkede sir, ex-Professor and Head Department of Brijlal Biyani Science College, Amravati, Dr. D.V. Hande sir, Professor of Botany Department, Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati, Dr. N.S. Dharkar sir, NPS Gilani Science College, Ghatanji, Mrs. Trupti Dhakate Jagtap, Director of the Quality Mushroom Cultivation, Pune, Professor Jayesh Pandey, whose presence and blessing, I am sure, will grace this e-seminar. I hope this seminar helps every needy person to earn money. The mushroom farming business can be made of a big profit in just a few weeks with considerably low start of capital investment to start a business. If few of the participants could start their business of mushroom cultivation, I think it will be the greatest success. This seminar will be definitely guide the rural youth and women to earn by investing the minimum capital. I hope all of you will enjoy the seminar and it will surely give you knowledge and idea about the self-employment. Thanks, and all the delegates, again, welcome to you. Thank you, sir. Now, I introduce today's pattern of e-seminar, Advocate Shobatai Kale. Shobatai Kale is the treasurer of Kusek Education Society, RV, and she has contributed much in the field of the education, women empowerment, environment awareness are some of the field of her great interest. She is well known for his social work in the Wardha region. I welcome you, ma'am. Now I introduce our chief guest of the inaugural function, Dr. N.M. Dongarwar sir. Dr. Dongarwar sir has been working as a professor and head Department of Botany, Rashtra Sant Tukloji Maharaj University, Nagpur University, Nagpur. He completed his MSc in 1993 from Nagpur University and was awarded with PhD in 1998 from the same university. He has 23 years of teaching experience and 20 years of research experience. Taxonomy, ethnobotany are some of the prominent field of his interest. He has completed 4 projects, guided 8 PhD students and 5 MPhil students under his esteemed guidance. He has 53 research papers to his credits. I welcome you, sir, on this prestigious occasion. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dahat sir. Have in a very short time touched the very panorama of all the guests presented here. Now I would like to request Advocate Shobatai Kale to enlighten us with her ideas. Shobatai Kale, ma'am.
Namaste. Good morning, everybody. It's a pleasure to have with us academicians, scholars, teachers, students, entrepreneurs for this e-seminar on scope, objectives, and benefits of mushroom farming, a new business opportunity. At the outset, I congratulate the organizers of Botany Department, Dr. A.S. Dahat and Professor Jayesh Pandey for organizing the innovative seminar, which can open the new areas of business. As a patron of this seminar, I welcome all the dignitaries, guests, and participants we have with us. I hope we shall have very informative and lively sessions as the speakers have first-hand information and practical knowledge about mushroom farming. There is no need to introduce the high nutrition value of mushroom. Nowadays, mushroom cultivation is a popular source of income. In this pandemic situation, due to COVID-19, majority of youth and women have lost their jobs. We look forward to mushroom cultivation as an opportunity of self-employment, marketing and production with minimum investment and toil. One can start this business even at home. Mushroom contain protein, vitamins, minerals, and antioxidants. They are free from cholesterol. Oyster mushrooms are very popular in restaurant industry and it offers lucrative returns. I convey my best wishes for the success of this one-day e-seminar. Hope majority of youth, women, self-help groups will try to set up a new business venture through mushroom cultivation and will be able to learn their livelihood. With this, I end my few words and give good wishes to all for the one-day e-seminar. Thanks. Namaste.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much. Your ideas, your thoughts have really blessed this seminar. Now, I would like to invite now uh, Dr. N.M. Dongrawar, sir, to enlighten us with his enriching thoughts and ideas. Dr. N.M. Dongrawar, please.
Good morning, one and all. Patron of the seminar, Advocate Shobhatai Kale Madam. President of the inaugural function, Dr. Verudkar sir. Chief guest of the valedictory function, Dr. Tidke sir. Guest speakers, Trupti Dhakate Madam and Professor Dilip Hande sir. Chairpersons of the technical session, Dr. Ninad Dharkar sir and Dr. Pachkhede sir. Organizing Secretary, Dr. Anil Dahat sir. Joint Organizing Secretary, Jayesh Pandey. Members of the staff, fellow teachers, and my dear student friends. I'm happy to be the part of inaugural function of one-day state-level e-seminar on scope, objectives, benefits of mushroom farming, organized by Krishak Education Societies, Arts, Commerce and Science College, RV. Mushrooms are being used as food since long time. They have been considered as a delicacy, and from the nutrition point of view, the mushrooms are placed between meat and vegetables. Mushrooms are rich in proteins, carbohydrates, and vitamins. The mushrooms have low caloric value and hence are recommended for heart and diabetic patients. They are rich in proteins as compared to cereals, fruits, and vegetables. In addition to protein, they also contain 2.4% carbohydrate, 0.4% fat, 0.6% minerals, and 91% water on fresh weight basis. The mushrooms contain all essential 9 amino acids required for human growth. The mushrooms are excellent source of vitamin B1, B2, niacin, pantothenic acid, biotin, folic acid, vitamin C, vitamin D, vitamin A, and vitamin K, which are even retained after the cooking. So after the cooking, the nutrition stays in the mushroom itself. Since mushroom possess low caloric value, high protein content, high fiber content, and high potassium to nitrogen ratio, they are ideally suited for diabetic and hypertension patients. The mushrooms are also known to have anti-cancerous property. India is basically agriculture-based country, which is blessed with variety of agroclimatic conditions, and we have abundance of agriculture waste and manpower, which makes most suitable for the cultivation of all types of temperate, subtropical, and tropical mushrooms. It can be profitably started by landless farmers, unemployed youth, and other entrepreneurs. It requires very less land as compared to the other agriculture crops and is basically an indoor activity. These are the ideal tools for recycling the agriculture waste, which otherwise may pose problem of disposal and atmospheric pollution. Therefore, mushroom cultivation is not only of economic importance, but also has an important role to play in the integral rural development program by increasing the income and self-employment opportunities for village youths, women folk, and housewives to make them financially independent. If we look at the history of the mushroom cultivation, the mushroom eating or the mushrooms are eaten from several years. We can say from almost 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 years from that time, we are consuming mushrooms as food. But the cultivation of mushrooms probably started 390 years ago in France. It was in 1630, the first cultivation of button mushroom started in France in the open ridges, which were made from horse dung manure. Later on, the French method of cultivation was introduced in England in the year 1731. If we look at the history of mushroom cultivation in India, In 1886, some of the specimens of mushrooms were grown by N.W. Newton and were exhibited at the annual show of Agriculture Horticulture Society of India. In the year 1896, Dr. B.C. Rai of Calcutta Medical College carried out the chemical analysis of the local mushrooms which were found in the caves and mines. The two species of agarics were successfully grown by Dr. Bose, and his findings were published in the Indian Science Congress, which was held in Nagpur in the year 1926. Over the years, the world was growing Agaricus bisporus, but in India, Volvoriella and paddy straw mushroom, that is Pleurotus, that became very popular. Right now, in India, there is All India Coordinated Project on Mushrooms, which is working under the Ministry of Agriculture. And this program is going on in 11 states. There are 9 centers which are basically attached to the agriculture state universities, while the other 2 centers are under the aegis of Indian Council of Agriculture Research. Now, this is about mushroom cultivation, but there are several mushrooms which are also sold in the market which are collected from the wild. But the mushrooms which are collected from the wild can be poisonous. And there is no specific way by which we can identify whether the mushroom is poisonous or not non-poisonous. And there is old saying in the Europe that the poisonous mushroom is found in the stomach of a dead man. It means that if you eat the mushroom and if it is edible and if you remain healthy, that the mushroom was edible. And if you eat the mushroom and if you feel uncomfortable or if you die, then the mushroom was poisonous. So there is no clear-cut identification key by which we can know that whether the mushroom is poisonous or whether the mushroom is edible. So the best way for eating mushroom that we can go for cultivation of mushrooms or the mushrooms which are cultivated. We cannot identify the mushroom on the basis of their color. Earlier there was saying that the colored mushrooms are poisonous and white mushrooms are edible. But one of the deadly mushrooms which belong to the Amanita category, they are white in color and they are deadly mushrooms. Some of the mushrooms which are colored mushroom, those are edible mushrooms also. So we cannot say that a white colored mushroom is edible and colored mushrooms are poisonous. In both the cases, we can get both the edible as well as poisonous mushrooms. I'm thankful to the organizing committee who thought that I'm for inviting me for the inaugural function. And I hope that in today's seminar, the 2 speakers, Dhakate Madam and Dr. Dilip Hande sir, would be giving you more and more insight of the mushroom cultivation and about more information about the mushrooms. I give my best wishes to this seminar. Thank you very much once again.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your enriching thoughts and analytical views on mushroom farming. Thank you, Dangarwar sir, for your enriching thoughts and analytical views on mushroom farming. Your ideas on mushroom cultivation will really boost the mushroom farming in our country. Now, I would like to call upon and invite our principal, Dr. H.R. Virudkar sir, to address this e-seminar. Dr. Virudkar sir.
Start my video. वीडियो स्टार्ट करें. Hello.
Sir, video is started.
I am not seeing. I am not seeing.
Hello, sir. You are visible, sir. Now. Right now, sir, you are visible.
I am visible.
Yeah.
Yes. So, pattern of our seminar, Advocate Shobhate Pai. Guests of today's e-seminar, Dr. N.M. Dongarwar, Dr. J. Tidke. Chairpersons of the technical sessions, Dr. N.S. Dharkar, Dr. A.U. Pachkade, sir. Speakers of this seminar, Mrs. Trupti Dhakate, Dhayari, Pune, and Dr. D.V. Hande, Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. Organizing Secretary, Dr. E.S. Dahat, and Joint Secretary, Professor J.R. Pandey. I welcome all the panelists as well as all the attendees on behalf of my Krishak Education Society and my college. I welcome all once again. The subject of seminar is scope, objectives, and benefits of mushroom farming, a new business opportunity. So why the importance of mushroom, or what is the importance of mushroom as a food in our life? It is nutritional as well as medicinal plant, and it has a tremendous demand over the globe, and hence it has export quality also. It contains 19 to 35% protein, which is higher than most of the vegetables and cereals. Its protein quality is equivalent to animal protein, and it is an excellent source of vitamin, carbohydrates, fat, minerals, folic acid, and it is a good source of iron for anemic patients also. Moreover, it contains lysine and tryptophan protein, which are absent in common vegetable and cereals. So as a food, mushroom is so much important in everyone's life. Now, why mushroom farming? It requires a little space or land. Even we can grow mushroom indoors also, because it doesn't require sunlight. It is tremendous income generating crop, and it has a very less expenditure to set up a business. It grows independent of sunlight, that I have already told. It fed on organic matter and does not need a fertile soil. It can be produced on floor as well as in an air space to increase productivity. It has capacity to convert nutritionally valueless substances like wheat or paddy straw into a nutritional delicacies. It also enables recycling agrowaste like dung and chicken manure. And it is a lean season activity of farming. That means farmers can grow mushrooms in their leisure time, apart from their main business of farming. So it is very important farming to start the business for newcomers, and that gives income to all those who are interested in. Our panelists, our speakers are eminent persons in this field. They will guide you, they will guide us, all of us, and I hope that this seminar will be beneficiary for those who want very much interest in mushroom farming. Thanks once again. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Your thoughts on mushroom farming has blessed this seminar. Now, I will like to start the first technical session, and the chairperson of this first technical session is Dr. N.S. Dharkar, and the speaker of this first technical session is Mrs. Trupti B. Dhakate. First of all, I would like to invite Dr. Neeraj Kende to introduce the chairperson of this technical session, Dr. N.S. Dharkar. Neeraj Kende, sir.
Thank you very much, sir. Very warm good morning to all of you. I welcome you in this e-seminar on the behalf of Arts, Commerce and Science College, RV. It's been my pleasure to introduce today's distinguished chairperson of the first technical session, Dr. Ninath Dharkar. Dr. Dharkar has been associated with SPF Science and Gilani Arts Commerce College, Ghatanji, District Yavatmal. He received many awards for his innovative aptitude and research capacities. In 2015, he was awarded with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Young Scientist Award, Chennai. In 2017, he got Distinguished Research Award, Nagpur. In the same year, he was felicitated with Best Research Award by International Scientist BDDB Factory, Chennai. He is a fellow Biological Forum of India and International Science Congress Association. In 2019, he received award for excellence at Marina Lab, Chennai. He has 11-year research experience in fungal taxonomy, biological studies of fungi, and rhizosphere fungi. He has to his credit more than 30 research papers. Also, he has published 2 books. He has presented more than 15 research papers in various conferences, seminars, and symposia. I am thankful for his valuable presence here. I hope his experience and knowledge enlighten us. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Kende sir. Thank you very much for lively introduction of Dr. N.S. Um, now, I would like to invite Dr. M.S. Gore, Madam, Faculty of Department of Zoology, to introduce the speaker of this technical session, Mrs. Trupti Dhakate, ma'am. Ms. Boyer.
Good morning, everybody. I welcome every participant and the delegates for attending the webinar organized by Arts, Commerce and Science College, RV, District Varda. It's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, Mrs. Trupti Dhakate Jagtap, a great personality working for farmers and students as a trainer and lab technician in mushroom cultivation from October 2014. She has a vast experience in tissue culture, mushroom cultivation, and biofertilizer. Her qualification is MSc in Biotechnology and gold medalist in Botany. She qualified SET and GATE in the year 2017. She has 3 years experience in lecturership in Botany and Biotechnology. She is also doing her research work on immunodiagnostic evaluation in Branckoftian filariasis. Presently, she is working as a director of quality mushroom farming at Pune, started in August 2018. She organized many mushroom workshops to train people for mushroom farming. Trainees come from all over India and she is getting awesome responses. Nowadays, mushroom cultivators are growing in various places due to its great demand and profit being one of the nutritious protein sources. She is invited as a guest and speaker at various organizations in Pune to share her knowledge on mushroom cultivation. She has been invited as a speaker at various national and international webinars held in colleges. She has published mushroom article in Dave Acera Foundation magazine and in the newspaper of Times of India and Indian Express. Currently, she is engaged in cultivating oysters and milky mushroom and is experimenting different varieties of mushroom. I feel this is enough about her brief introduction. Now I welcome Mrs. Trupti Dhakate for today's webinar to share her knowledge on scope, objective and benefits of mushroom farming, a new business opportunity. Thank you.
Thank you, Bhair ma'am. Thank you very much um, for introducing a very learned speaker of this session, Mrs. Trupti Dhakate ma'am. Now, I would like to invite Trupti Dhakate ma'am to deliver
Thank you.
her seminar here. Trupti Dhakate ma'am.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone. Am I audible to all of you?
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, everyone. This is Trupti Dhakate from Quality Mushroom Farm, Pune. And today is my topic is mushroom farming, a new business opportunity. Mushroom is highly nutritious, we know, but we should have to awareness about mushroom also. मशरूमचा अवेअरनेस करणं पण खूप गरजेचं आहे, कारण बऱ्याच ठिकाणी याचे बरेच गैरसमज आहेत लोकांमध्ये. बरेच लोक याला मशरूमला नॉनव्हेज पण समजतात किंवा आपल्या गावातले लोक याला कुत्र्याची छत्री सुद्धा म्हणतात. म्हणजे असे बरेच गैरसमज आहेत लोकांमध्ये. तर I have started my quality mushroom farm in 2018. Now, to my workshop from all over India, trainees are coming because I am cultivating mushrooms organically. Next slide, please. Firstly, I would like to tell what is mushroom. Mushroom काय आहे? We know that mushroom is fungus, but most of the people don't know what is mushroom. They always considered it as a non-veg, but it's not a non-veg, it's veg. It comes in plant category. Mushroom is fungus, and various types of mushrooms are there: edible mushroom, non-edible mushroom, poisonous mushroom, and medicinal mushrooms are also there. It comes in plant category, mushroom belonging to class Basidiomycetes and family Agaricaceae. You can see these various colored mushrooms are there. First one is the enoki mushroom. Second one is the shiitake mushroom. Then oyster mushroom, button mushroom, paddy straw mushroom, king oyster mushroom, milky mushroom. Then ganoderma mushroom, and then that is the amanita mushroom. Amanita mushroom is the poisonous mushroom. Enoki mushroom, it requires very low temperature. Shiitake mushroom, it grows over the trunk, and we can grows in our lab practically over the sawdust. Then I am cultivating oyster mushroom and milky mushroom. Oyster mushroom, it requires 22 to 28 degree temperature, and milky mushroom, it requires the 35 degree temperature. Means we can grow it in summer also. मिल्की मशरूम जी आहे त्याला इंडियन मशरूम म्हणतात. याचं नाव आहे कॅलोसाइब इंडिका. ही समर मशरूम पण आपण म्हणू शकतो, कारण ही 35 डिग्री टेम्परेचर वरती आपण ग्रो करू शकतो. आणि ऑयस्टर मशरूम ही आपण पूर्ण वर्षभर याचं उत्पादन घेऊ शकतो. तर या दोन मशरूम मी कल्टिवेट करते. अँड आय एम एक्सपेरिमेंटिंग डिफरंट व्हरायटीज ऑफ मशरूम ऑल्सो, लाईक शिटाके मशरूम, पॅडी स्ट्रॉ मशरूम अँड गॅनोडर्मा मशरूम. Then next slide, please. Cultivation of mushrooms, previous one. Cultivation of mushroom. जे काही कल्टिवेशन ऑफ मशरूम्स आहे हे 3000 वर्षापूर्वीपासून होतं कल्टिवेशन. फक्त अवेअरनेस जो आहे तो 10 ते 15 वर्षापासून झालेला आहे, आणि या 3-4 वर्षामध्ये जास्त अवेअरनेस झालेला आहे. आणि हे जे कमर्शियल कल्टिवेशन जे आहे ते ऑल ओव्हर इंडियामध्ये नाही तर ऑल ओव्हर वर्ल्ड मध्ये होतं. सगळ्यात सुरुवातीला मीन्स ऑयस्टर मशरूम इज द लार्जेस्ट कल्टिवेशन इन चायना. म्हणजे ऑल ओव्हर वर्ल्ड मध्ये जे सगळ्यात जास्त प्रोडक्शन होतं ते चायनामध्ये होतं. कंट्रीब्युट्स नियरली 85% ऑफ द टोटल प्रोडक्शन इन चायना. आणि आता ऑल ओव्हर इंडियामध्ये सुद्धा कल्टिवेशन होतं. नॉट ओनली इन महाराष्ट्र, ऑल ओव्हर इंडिया वी आर कल्टिवेटिंग दिस मशरूम, ऑयस्टर मशरूम. ऑयस्टर मशरूमला मराठीमध्ये दिंगरी अळीबी म्हणतात. आणि ही जी मशरूम आहे ही हायली न्यूट्रिशियस आहे. सुरुवातीला जे काही हिली एरियाज किंवा थंड वातावरण जिथे राहायचं तिथेच ऑयस्टर मशरूम कल्टिवेट केलं जायचं. पण आता सगळीकडे ही मशरूम कल्टिवेट केल्या जातं. जसं महाराष्ट्रामध्ये आहे, हिमाचल प्रदेश, जम्मू अँड काश्मीर, हिली एरियाज, उत्तराखंड, सगळीकडे हा मशरूमचं कल्टिवेशन केलं जातं. आणि ही जी मशरूम आहे याचे वेगवेगळे 2,500 असे टाइप्स आहे मशरूमची, पूर्ण मशरूमची. आणि ऑयस्टर मशरूम जी आहे तर 200 टाइप्स याचे रेकॉर्ड झालेले आहे. आपल्या इंडियामध्ये 200 टाइप्सचे मशरूम आपण कल्टिवेट करतो. आणि मशरूम ही आपण का कल्टिवेट करायला पाहिजे तर मशरूम इज अन एक्सलंट सोर्स ऑफ प्रोटीन, विटॅमिन्स, मिनरल्स, फॉलिक ऍसिड आणि इज अ गुड सोर्स ऑफ आयरन फॉर अॅनेमिक पेशंट. मशरूम मध्ये फॉलिक ऍसिड सुद्धा असतं. जी प्रेग्नंट वुमन असते तिच्या बाळाच्या ग्रोथसाठी फॉलिक ऍसिडची गरज असते. तर हे फॉलिक ऍसिड सुद्धा या मशरूम मध्ये प्रेझेंट असतं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड प्लीज. Firstly, I would like to tell why I'm cultivating this mushroom. Firstly, I'm so crazy for mushroom. When I was in Agrigen Biotech at Aurangabad, then I had cultivated my mushroom. I had cultivated first experiment or the oyster mushroom. So my craziness increased, and so I have started my mushroom farm at Pune. I'm crazy for mushroom because beautiful colored mushrooms are there. Not only these are beautiful, but highly nutritious also. So I'm crazy for mushroom. Then it has a lot of health benefits. We can minimize malnutrition. We can reduce air pollution. And from waste, we can make best, like we can make vermicompost also. And we can create employment. So we should cultivate these mushrooms. And it is the golden opportunity for all people to start their business by cultivating this mushroom. Next slide, please. These are my previous experiment when I started my cultivation. These are my experiment. I had cultivated on various agriculture resources like banana, cotton, then sugarcane straw, then wheat straw, bajra, almond leaves. Also, I had cultivated. These are the first experiment of oyster cultivation or different agrowaste material. Next slide. Look, friends, these are the mushroom I have cultivated in my quality mushroom farm. That is the oyster mushroom. We know that various different Pleurotus species are there. Oyster mushrooms ला आपण Pleurotus ही genus आहे आणि वेगवेगळ्या species आहे. जसं first one you can see that is the Pleurotus hypsisagus almaris. It's a blue colored mushroom. And second one is the Pleurotus sajar kaju, that is the gray colored mushroom. And third one is the Pleurotus florida, that is a white colored mushroom. And fourth one is last one is the pink oyster mushroom, Pleurotus eo species. These various species of oyster mushroom I am cultivating. Next slide.
Hello, ma'am. I can't hear you. Hello, ma'am. Tripti, ma'am. Hello, Tripti, ma'am. Hello, Tripti, ma'am. Hello, Tripti, ma'am. We can't hear you. Due to some technical reason, Tripti madam has disconnected. Wait for some moment. They will join soon. Trupti ma'am has disconnected due to some technical reason. They will be resuming in few minutes. Wait for a few minutes, sir, ma'am.
छोटे सर लाओ.
Sorry for inconvenience. Hello, everybody. Sorry for inconvenience. Due to some technical problem, Mrs. Trupti Jagtap, Dakati ma'am, has been disconnected, and soon she will resume this e-seminar. Dear participants, mushroom cultivation can provide employment in both semi-urban and rural areas. Mushroom farmers will improve if they will go for the new ideas regarding the mushroom cultivation. The mushroom growing is one agriculture activity in which women can play a vital role without sacrificing their household responsibilities. Mushroom is quite important for nutritional, medicinal, and bio-waste degradation. Starting a mushroom business is highly profitable for everyone. If you are looking for the mushroom business for sale, then it is best to know about farming itself. The main reason behind promoting mushroom farming is that it requires less space or land. It gives more profit in a short time without any hassle. Mushroom production has the tremendous potential for income in the modern age. Mushroom cultivation in India is growing gradually as an alternative source of income for many people worldwide. US, China, Italy, and Netherlands are the top producers of mushroom in India. Uttar Pradesh is the leading producer of mushroom, followed by Tripura and Kerala. Okay, we will switch over again to
hello everyone. Sir, am I audible? Hello.
Yes, ma'am, you are audible.
Thank you, sir. Oyster mushroom, you can see over the screen that various colored mushrooms we are growing, and these are highly nutritious oyster mushroom, that is a Hypsizygous almaris, then Pleurotus florida, gray oyster, that is a Sajar kaju, then pink oyster, Pleurotus eos. These mushrooms we are cultivating. Next one. Milky mushroom. Now I have already told you that is the summer mushroom we are cultivating, and it requires 45 days to cultivate this mushroom, and it requires 30 to 35 degree temperature, and it's Indian mushroom. Next slide. Look friends, this is my incubation room, oyster mushroom incubation room. We keep these beds, जे काही आपण बेड बनवतो तर ते एका रूम मध्ये अंधाऱ्या रूम मध्ये ठेवलं जातं, because mushroom is fungus and it requires darkness. It doesn't require sunlight, so we have to keep these beds in a dark room. This is my incubation room, and you can see this oyster mushroom that it comes outside from plastic bag only. या plastic bag मधनच हे mushroom बाहेर निघाले आहेत. तर you can see the awesome result we are getting, because we are cultivating these mushrooms organically. After 18 days, this bed will get covered with whitish mycelium. हा जो तुम्हाला बेड दिसतोय तर व्हाईटिश दिसतोय, तर मशरूम जी आहे व्हाईट फंगस जी आहे मायसेलियम जी आहे ती रन होतं आणि 18 दिवसांनी तुम्हाला असं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. Look friends, this is my growing room. You can see जे काही मी जे मशरूम्स ग्रो झालेले आहेत तर ते हँगर्स मी यूज केलेले आहे. This is my second harvesting, oyster mushroom second harvesting. You can see the awesome result we are getting. Mushrooms all over the bed. You can see this is my growing room, oyster mushroom growing room. Next slide. Look friends, first slide is blue oyster mushroom. Peanuts you can see. Peanuts तुम्ही बघू शकता यावरती. जे blue peanuts you can see. हे जे मशरूम 18 दिवस आपल्याला अंधाऱ्या रूम मध्ये ठेवावं लागतात. नंतर ऑक्सिजनेटेड रूम मध्ये याला ट्रान्सफर करावं लागतं. नंतर पाणी वगैरे स्प्रे केल्यानंतर 4 दिवसानंतर यावरती पीनट्स येतात. तर ब्ल्यू पीनट्स यू कॅन सी ओव्हर द बेड. हे 4 दिवसानंतर पीनट्स आलेले आहेत. नंतर ते मोठे होतात. यू कॅन सी फ्रुटिंग बॉडीज ऑल्सो, दॅट इज द मशरूम. देन ग्रे oyster mushroom also you can see in this image. Next slide. Dishes of oyster mushroom, yummy in my tummy. हे जे डिशेस आहेत हे काही माझ्या ट्रेनीजनी बनवलेले आहेत आणि काही कस्टमरनी बनवलेले आहेत. फर्स्ट वन इज द mixed vegetables. With mixed vegetables oyster mushroom, my trainees has made this dish. Then with baby corn also oyster mushroom has made. Then third one slide is the oyster mushroom masala, and fourth one is the mushroom soup. Various dishes we are making to aware the people and to know the value of mushroom. Next slide. Health benefits. Why we should cultivate mushroom? Because it has a lot of health benefits. That is the Pleurotus species, means oyster mushroom having rich source of vitamin C, B complex, thiamin, folic acid, niacin acid, minerals, calcium, phosphorus, sodium, iron, potassium, and suitable for lactating women also. Pleurotus species contain high potassium sodium ratio. Mushroom is an ideal food for patients suffering from hypertension diseases, high fiber content, and suitable for hyperacidity and constipation. These are not only theoretical, but we are getting live example of my customers that they are getting awesome result. हे फक्त theoretical नाहीये, तर आमच्या कस्टमरला खूप छान अमेझिंग रिझल्ट मिळतोय. ऍसिडिटी त्यांची कमी झालेली आहे. परत एक मध्ये आम्हाला एक छान कस्टमर कडनं फीडबॅक मिळाला की त्याच्या बाबांचं ऑपरेशन झालेलं, गुडघ्यांचं ऑपरेशन झालेलं, तर डॉक्टरनी त्यांना पेन किलरची गोळी दिली आणि जेव्हा त्यांनी मशरूम सूप वगैरे प्यायला सुरुवात केली तर 4-5 दिवसात त्यांचा पेन सुद्धा कमी झाला. तर सरप्राइजिंग रिझल्ट वी आर गेटिंग. जेव्हा मग त्यांच्या डॉक्टर्सला माहिती पडलं तर आता डॉक्टर सुद्धा ड्राय मशरूम पेशंटला रिकमेंड करतायत. एवढा छान अमेझिंग रिझल्ट मिळतोय. पण आपल्या गावामध्ये वगैरे याला बरेच लोक कुत्र्याची छत्री सुद्धा म्हणतात. तर हा जो गैरसमज आहे तो आपल्याला दूर करायचा आहे. मशरूमचे हेल्थ बेनिफिट्स आपल्याला लोकांना सांगायचे आहे. मशरूम ही एक प्रकारची बुरशी आहे. जसं आपण ईस्ट वापरतो, जसं फर्मेंटेशन, डोसा फर्मेंटेशन किंवा इडलीचं बॅटर आपल्याला फर्मेंटेशन करायचं असेल तर आपण जे ईस्ट वापरतो, ईस्ट सुद्धा एक प्रकारची काय आहे, फंगस आहे आणि हायली न्यूट्रिशियस आहे. तर त्याच प्रकारे मशरूम सुद्धा हायली न्यूट्रिशियस आहे आणि याचे हेल्थ बेनिफिट्स भरपूर आहेत. बरेच असं गैरसमज असतात की मशरूम फंगस असल्यामुळे हे डेली लाईफ मध्ये आपण वापरू शकत नाही. तर हा गैरसमज आहे. फॉरेन कंट्रीज मध्ये ऍडिशनल प्रोटीन म्हणून रोजच्या आहारामध्ये मशरूमचा वापर होतो. तर आपल्या इंडियामध्ये सुद्धा रोजच्या आहारामध्ये मशरूमचा वापर व्हायला हवा. जसं आपण वांगी बटाट्याची भाजी रोज खातो तसं मशरूमचा सुद्धा वापर हा रोजच्या आहारात व्हायला हवा. याचा अवेअरनेस होणं गरजेचं आहे. जेव्हा मी सुरुवातीला फार्म सुरू केला तेव्हा पुण्यासारख्या ठिकाणी लोकांना ही मशरूम माहिती नव्हती. त्याचे बरेच गैरसमज होते. मी आठवडी बाजारामध्ये सुद्धा माझी मशरूम विकायला न्यायची. सुरुवातीला माझे मशरूम विकले जायचे नाही कारण अवेअरनेस नव्हता मशरूम मध्ये. मग मी काय करायची, मशरूमची भाजी घेऊन जायची, पेपर नॅपकिन वगैरे सोबत घेऊन जायची. मशरूमची भाजी मी लोकांना एक चमचा दिली आणि एवढं माझं मार्केट बूस्ट झालं मशरूमचं की 1 किलो अर्धा किलो माझ्याकडनं मशरूम लोक घेऊन जायचे. मशरूमची ही भाजी जशी हायली न्यूट्रिशियस आहे तशीच खूप टेस्टी भाजी आहे ही. ऑसम, इट हॅज ऑसम टेस्ट अँड देन आय हॅव बूस्टेड माय मशरूम मार्केट. देन मी सूप सुद्धा बनवलेले, वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी माझे स्टॉल लावले मशरूमचे. जसं मी मशरूम पकोडा लोकांना खाऊ घातला, परत सूप दिलं मी लोकांना, मशरूम पुलाव सुद्धा मी लोकांना दिला. वेगवेगळ्या माध्यमातून, वेगवेगळ्या स्टॉल मधून मी मशरूम अवेअरनेस केला. तर आता ऑल ओव्हर इंडिया मधले सुद्धा मशरूम माझ्याकडनं घेतात. ड्राय मशरूम सुद्धा जातात माझ्याकडे. मशरूम कुकीज सुद्धा आहे, हे सुद्धा माझ्या म्हणजे सॉरी ऑल ओव्हर इंडियामध्ये माझे मशरूम कुकीज सुद्धा जातात. तर जे काही ऑल ओव्हर इंडियामधले ग्रोवर्स आहेत ते सुद्धा घेतात. परत काही ऑर्गॅनिक शॉप्स आहे आणि पुण्यामध्ये बरेच जे ऑर्गॅनिक शॉप्स आहेत तिथे सुद्धा माझे ऑयस्टर मशरूम असतात. तर हा जो अवेअरनेस आहे हा मला करणं गरजेचं होतं. कारण निगेटिव्हिटी भरपूर होती ऑयस्टर मशरूमच्या बाबतीत, कारण याला मार्केटच नाही असं बरेच लोक म्हणायचे. तर मार्केट नाही ही गोल्डन ऑपॉर्च्युनिटी समजली आणि मी मार्केट ते बूस्ट केलं मशरूमचं. आज पुण्यामध्ये सगळ्यात बेस्ट मशरूम फार्म जो असेल तर तो माझा आहे, हे पण मी तेवढंच प्राऊडली सांगू शकते. आणि कारण मी हे पूर्ण ऑर्गॅनिकली कल्टिवेट करते. इंडियामध्ये 99% असे लोक आहेत की ते केमिकल ट्रीटमेंटनी मशरूमचं कल्टिवेशन करतात आणि 1% असे लोक आहेत की ते ऑर्गॅनिक कल्टिवेशन करतात. तर मला ऑर्गॅनिक फार्मिंगला सुद्धा प्रमोट करायचं आहे. तर हे सगळं जे आहे आता लोकांना, बऱ्याच लोकांना मशरूमचे फायदे माहिती होत आहे, तो अवेअरनेस मी क्रिएट करत आहे. देन अजून काय असतं मशरूम मध्ये, तर हाय फायबर कंटेंट, ऍसिडिटी सुद्धा लोकांची कमी झालेली आहे मशरूमनी. देन सुटेबल फॉर हायपर ऍसिडिटी अँड कॉन्स्टिपेशन, ज्यांना कॉन्स्टिपेशनचा त्रास होत असेल त्यांनी सुद्धा नक्कीच मशरूम खायला पाहिजे. देन गुड क्वालिटी प्रोटीन रिच इन लायसिन अँड ट्रिप्टोफॅन. आपल्याला माहिती आहे की लायसिन आणि ट्रिप्टोफॅन हे ट्रेस अमाऊंट मध्ये आपल्या शरीराला आवश्यक असतं, तर हे सुद्धा मशरूम मध्ये प्रेझेंट असतं. म्हणजे बाकीच्या भाज्यांमध्ये जेवढे प्रोटीन व्हिटॅमिन नसतील तेवढे या मशरूम मध्ये प्रेझेंट आहेत. सो वी कॅन से इट इज अ सुपर फूड अँड मॅजिकल मशरूम असो. आपण याला मॅजिकल मशरूम सुद्धा म्हणू शकतो. आणि हे लो कॅलरी फूड आहे, डाएट फूड म्हणून सुद्धा वापरतात. आणि लो इन शुगर आहे. जसं आता ग्लुकोजची जी मात्रा आहे, शुगरची जी मात्रा आहे ब्लड मधली, ही सुद्धा कमी करते हे मशरूम. देन सुटेबल फॉर ओबेस पर्सन अँड डिलाइट ऑफ डायबिटीज. आणि ही जी मशरूम आहे कोलेस्ट्रॉल सुद्धा रेग्युलेट करतं, आपल्या शरीरामध्ये कोलेस्ट्रॉलचं प्रमाण सुद्धा कमी करतं ही मशरूम. सो वी शुड हॅव दिस मशरूम्स. देन अँटीऑक्सिडंट, जे काही आपल्या शरीरामधले टॉक्सिक पदार्थ असतात ते सुद्धा रिमूव्ह करण्याचं काम हे मशरूम करतं. देन ऑग्युमेंट इम्युनो सिस्टीम, इम्युनिटी बूस्टर आहे ही मशरूम. तसं आता कोरोनामध्ये म्हणजे प्रचंड मागणी होती माझ्या ऑयस्टर मशरूमला, तर बऱ्याच जणांचे बिझनेस ठप्प झाले असतील कोरोनामध्ये, पण माझे जे मशरूमचं मार्केट आहे ते उलट बूस्ट झालं, कारण इम्युनिटीसाठी लोक मशरूम माझ्याकडनं घ्यायला लागले. होम डिलिव्हरीला नंतर मी होम डिलिव्हरी सुद्धा सुरू केली, त्याला सुद्धा मला प्रचंड उत्कृष्ट रिस्पॉन्स मिळाला ओयस्टर मशरूमला. म्हणजे मला एवढा छान फीडबॅक मिळाला की बटन मशरूम पेक्षा सुद्धा ऑयस्टर मशरूम ही जास्त टेस्टी आहे, असा सुद्धा मला फीडबॅक मिळत आहे. अँड आय एम गेटिंग अ ह्यूज मार्केट फॉर मशरूम. Then decrease blood glucose. I have already told you it minimize the glucose level in blood. Then anti-cancer आहे. आता मध्ये एक आर्टिकल पण आलेला आहे की प्रोस्टेट कॅन्सर जो आहे जो महिलांमध्ये होतो, तर 30 to 40% असो वी कॅन मिनिमाइज दिस कॅन्सर बाय कन्झ्युमिंग दिस मशरूम. आणि हे अँटीव्हायरल आहे, म्हणजे इम्युनिटी पॉवर वाढवतो ही मशरूम. त्यामुळे हे अँटीव्हायरल सुद्धा आहे. जे काही जीन्स फॉरेन मटेरियल आपल्या शरीरामध्ये प्रवेश करतं तर ते सुद्धा रिमूव्ह करण्याचं किंवा टॉक्सिक जे मटेरियल आहे रिमूव्ह करण्याचं काम हे मशरूम करतं. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. एवढे सगळे फायदे जे आहेत, हेल्थ बेनिफिट्स भरपूर आहेत मशरूमचे. So we can minimize malnutrition also. Because of deficiency of protein, vitamins, many people are suffering many diseases, children are suffering many diseases, so many diseases. So we can overcome these problems by consuming these mushrooms. So we can minimize the malnutrition also. जे कुपोषित पालक असतात त्यांना सुद्धा आपण मशरूम देऊ शकतो. जसं आता मशरूम, फ्रेश मशरूम आहेत, तर याला आपण ड्राय करतो, सन ड्राईड करतो, म्हणजे तोटा काहीच होत नाही. जर मशरूम फार्मिंग आपण सुरू केलं असेल तर फ्रेश मशरूम आपले विकल्या गेले नसतील तर त्याला आपण ड्राय करून ठेवू शकतो. आणि हे जे ड्राय मशरूम आहेत तर हे वर्षभर टिकतात. आणि याचं आपण पावडर पण बनवतो आणि पावडर पण रोजच्या आहार भाजीमध्ये घालू शकतो, पण घालतो. म्हणजे वेगवेगळ्या पदार्थांमध्ये आपण हे मशरूम पावडर घालू शकतो आणि प्रोटीनची जी डेफिशियन्सी आहे तर ती आपण ओव्हरकम करू शकतो. So we can minimize the malnutrition and we can provide these proteins by consuming these mushrooms. Next slide. आपल्याला माहिती आहे की बरेच शेतकरी जो आहे, आता ही मशरूम जी आहे ही कशावर उगवली जाते, तर ही भुशावरती उगवली जाते. जे काही वाळलेलं गवत असतं, आता बरेच शेतकरी भाताची शेती करतात, गव्हाची शेती करतात, किंवा कॉटन, सोयाबीन अशा वेगवेगळ्या याच्यावरती शेती करतात. जो काही भुसा उरतो, गवत उरतं, तर त्यावरती ही मशरूम आहे एक प्रथिनयुक्त आहार आपण या भुशावरती आपण हे करू शकतो. म्हणजे मशरूम उगवून एक प्रथिनयुक्त आहार आपण लोकांना देऊ शकतो. आता बरेच पंजाब, हरियाणा, दिल्ली साईडला बरेच लोक हा जो भुसा आहे, हा जो स्ट्रॉ आहे हा जाळून टाकतात. तर इन्स्टेड ऑफ बर्निंग दिस straw we can cultivate mushroom and we can avoid the pollution also. जे काही प्रदूषण होतं भुसा जाळल्यामुळे ते सुद्धा आपण अवॉइड करू शकतो by cultivating this mushroom. Burning of agrowaste causes heavy air pollution, so we can minimize pollution by cultivating these mushrooms. Next slide. Trouble problem, burning issues. I have already told you that Punjab, Haryana and all over Maharashtra also sometimes farmers are burning their agriculture resources. So we can overcome these problems by cultivating mushroom. Next slide. Then what are the solutions on biomass? काय असू शकतं biomass वरती solution? तर cultivation of mushroom. Then cattle feed, जे काही straw आहे, paddy straw वगैरे तो आपण जनावरांना देऊ शकतो. How we can avoid pollution? तर cattle feed. Then compost, we can make compost, good quality vermicompost we can make. Then industrial use, काही पेपर इंडस्ट्रीज असतात बऱ्याच, किंवा वेगवेगळ्या पर्पजसाठी त्यांना स्ट्रॉ लागतो, तर तो इंडस्ट्रीजला देऊन सुद्धा आपण जे पोल्युशन आहे ते मिनिमाइज करू शकतो. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. हॅलो फ्रेंड्स, वी आर मेकिंग वर्मी कंपोस्ट ऑल्सो. जसं आता मशरूम हार्वेस्ट केल्यानंतरचा जो कचरा उरतो तर तो फेकण्यापेक्षा आम्ही त्याचं वर्मी कंपोस्ट बनवतो, ज्याला आपण गांडूळ खत म्हणतो. आपण सुरुवातीपासून बघतो की शेतकऱ्यांचा मित्र म्हणजे जो अर्थवर्म आहे तो काय शेतकऱ्यांचा मित्र आहे, कारण तो काय करतो, कंपोस्ट तयार करतो. तर हे वर्मी कंपोस्ट आहे हे सुद्धा आम्ही बनवतो. मीन्स फ्रॉम वेस्ट वी कॅन मेक बेस्ट. म्हणजे आमचा असा कन्सेप्ट आहे, काहीच वाया जात नाही. ऍग्रिकल्चर रिसोर्सेस जो आहे म्हणजे भुसा जो आहे त्यापासून मशरूम कल्टिवेशन करायचं. मशरूम हार्वेस्ट केल्यानंतर जे काही स्पेंट मटेरियल असतं त्यापासून खत बनवायचं. आणि ह्या वर्मी कंपोस्टला सुद्धा आम्हाला खूप छान रिस्पॉन्स मिळतोय, ज्यांचा कुंडा भरत नसेल, गुलाबांची फुलं लागत नसतील, तर त्यासाठी आमच्याकडनं वर्मी कंपोस्ट घेऊन जातात. आणि आय वुड लाईक टू टेल यू दॅट वर्मी कंपोस्ट जो रेट आहे माझा 80 रुपये किलोनी माझं वर्मी कंपोस्ट विकल्या जातं. तर एवढी प्रचंड मागणी आम्हाला आहे आणि टनानी वर्मी कंपोस्ट तयार होतं. मीन्स 0 बजेटमध्ये आपण हा सुद्धा एक चांगला बिझनेस करू शकतो. वर्मी कंपोस्ट याचा सुद्धा अवेअरनेस करणं गरजेचं आहे. कारण बरेच गावातले लोकांना वर्मी कंपोस्ट कसं बनवायचं हे सुद्धा माहिती नसतं. तर इथे आमच्या फार्मच्या साईड आजूबाजूला काही गावं आहेत, त्यांना सुद्धा आम्ही वर्मी कंपोस्ट कसं बनवायचं हे सुद्धा सांगतोय. कारण कमी खर्चामध्ये ते त्यांच्या शेतीसाठी हे वर्मी कंपोस्ट वापरू शकतात. So we are telling to farmers how to make vermicompost also. Next slide. Look friends, these are some images of my vermicompost results. Many customers are sending their results. खूप result बरेच खुश होऊन फुलांचे फोटो पाठवतात, फीडबॅक देतात, छान वाटतं. आणि हे जे वर्मी कंपोस्ट आहे हे सुद्धा आमचं युनिक प्रॉडक्टच असं समजूया. कारण हे मशरूम पासून तयार झालेलं खत आहे. यामध्ये जे काही मशरूम मधले घटक आहेत, न्यूट्रिएंट आहेत, ते सुद्धा या खतामध्ये उतरलेलं आहे. आम्ही याचं लॅब टेस्टिंग सुद्धा केलं, तर ऑसम रिझल्ट आम्हाला या खताचा मिळालेला आहे. तर कस्टमर आमच्याकडनं मशरूमच घेत नाही तर खत सुद्धा घेतात आणि याचा सुद्धा रिझल्ट आम्हाला चांगला देतात. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. Look friends, these are my mushroom products, mushroom powder, mushroom protein powder, then fresh oyster mushroom. जसं आता पनेट मध्ये आम्ही ठेवतो, attractive packaging also should be there. So we are keeping our fresh mushroom in pannet and various colored mushroom. जसं आता व्हाईट मशरूम आहे, ग्रे. सुरुवातीला जेव्हा मी मशरूम मार्केटमध्ये नेली तर करड्या रंगाची मशरूम लोकांना काळी मशरूम वाटायची. तर नंतर मग सुरुवातीला व्हाईट कलर्ड मशरूम जास्त लोक घ्यायची. तेव्हा लोकांना माहिती व्हायला लागलं की व्हाईट पेक्षा सुद्धा ग्रे कलर्ड मशरूम ही जास्त टेस्टी आहे. तर आता कस्टमर जास्त ग्रे ऑयस्टर मशरूम माझ्याकडनं जास्त घेतात. आणि ड्राय मशरूम तुम्ही बघू शकता स्क्रीनवरती, ड्राय मशरूम, डिहायड्रेटेड मशरूम ही जी आहे ही आम्ही सनड्राईड करतो. सनड्राईड यासाठी करतो, बरेच लोक ड्रायर पण वापरतात. पावसाळ्यामध्ये मी सुद्धा ड्रायर वापरते, पण मोस्टली मी सनड्राईड करते मशरूम. कारण फ्रेश मशरूम जे आहे ते विटॅमिन डी ऍब्झॉर्ब करतं सनलाईट मधनं, म्हणून ड्राय मशरूम मी मोस्टली सनड्राईड करते. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. एम्प्लॉयमेंट. वी कॅन क्रिएट एम्प्लॉयमेंट. आपण एम्प्लॉयमेंट क्रिएट करू शकतो मशरूम कल्टिवेशन करून. कारण मशरूम कल्टिवेशनला जास्त खर्च येत नाही. लो इन्व्हेस्टमेंट मध्ये आपण एक चांगला व्यवसाय सुरू करू शकतो. आता माझ्याकडे ऑल ओव्हर इंडियामध्ये माझं एवढं नाव झालेलं आहे, म्हणजे त्यांचा एक विश्वास बसलेला आहे की आम्ही देतो तो क्वालिटी प्रॉडक्ट आणि मी क्वालिटीमध्ये कुठेही कॉम्प्रोमाइज करत नाही. सो आय एम गेटिंग ऑसम रिस्पॉन्स फ्रॉम ऑल ओव्हर इंडिया. सो मला ड्राय मशरूमची टनानी मागणी आहे. तर काही स्टुडंटला सुद्धा मशरूम ग्रो करायचे असेल तर ते नक्की ग्रो करा. आय विल सपोर्ट यू. मी तुम्हाला सपोर्ट करणार आणि ड्राय मशरूम मी तुमच्याकडनं विकत घेऊ शकते. एवढं छान मार्केट आपलं पुश झालेलं आहे मशरूमचं. So you can cultivate mushroom and you can do your business by mushroom farming. Why we should cultivate mushroom? We can create employment. जसं आता नोकरी जर केली आपण तर फक्त तो आपल्याला स्वतःला पगार मिळतो, पण जर एखादा आपण बिझनेस केला तर 4-5 लोकांना सुद्धा आपण सॅलरी देऊ शकतो आणि ते एक वेगळं सॅटिस्फॅक्शन असतं. सो वी शुड हॅव टू स्टार्ट अवर बिझनेस. सो वी कॅन क्रिएट एम्प्लॉयमेंट. तर काही वेळ लावून सुद्धा तुम्ही मशरूम घरी उगवू शकता. तर कमी जागेमध्ये आपण हे मशरूमचं कल्टिवेशन करू शकतो. नंतर गुड प्राइस. आता माझे जे फ्रेश ऑयस्टर मशरूम आहे हे 400 रुपये किलोनी माझे मार्केटमध्ये जातात आणि याला एफर्ट्स पण लागतात. लेस एफर्ट्स असेल तर लेस प्रॉफिट. जास्त लेस एफर्ट्स असेल तर लेस प्रोग्रेस होणार, मोर एफर्ट्स मोर प्रोग्रेस. तर मशरूम कल्टिवेशन करताना थोडे एफर्ट्स पण लागतात. तर ते एफर्ट्स आमचे बघून बरेच जण आम्हाला म्हणतात की 400 रुपये कशाला, तुम्ही 500 रुपये केजी सुद्धा मशरूम करायला पाहिजे. तर आमचे प्राऊडली से दॅट ऑल ओव्हर पुण्यामध्ये सगळ्यात जास्त म्हणजे माझे जे मशरूम आहे सगळ्या ऑर्गॅनिक शॉपमध्ये जातात. फ्रेश ऑयस्टर मशरूम आणि परत ड्राय मशरूम पण जातात, मशरूम पावडर जातं, मशरूम कुकीज सुद्धा. आणि हे जे मशरूम कुकीज आहे आम्ही गुळापासून तयार केलेलं आहे, गाईच्या तुपापासून आम्ही हे मशरूम कुकीज तयार केलेलं आहे. आणि जे काही गुळ वापरतो तो सुद्धा आम्ही ऑर्गॅनिक वापरतो. आणि ऑसम टेस्ट आहे या कुकीजची. आणि हे सगळं आम्ही ऑल ओव्हर इंडियामध्ये आमचे कुकीज, ड्राय मशरूम आणि आम्ही पावडर पाठवतो. नंतर मिनिमम इन्व्हेस्टमेंट आहे याला मशरूमला, मिनिमम एफर्ट्स नाही म्हणता येणार, एफर्ट्स लागतात. ज्यांना एफर्ट्स करायची सवय आहे त्यांना मिनिमम एफर्ट्स आपण म्हणू शकतो. नंतर मॅक्झिमम प्रॉफिट आहे मशरूम मध्ये. नंतर बाय मेकिंग बाय प्रोडक्ट फ्रॉम मशरूम, जरी फ्रेश मशरूम विकल्या गेले नसतील तरी ड्राय मशरूम आपण करू शकतो, सन ड्राईड करू शकतो त्याला, पावडर, परत वेगवेगळे प्रॉडक्ट जसं पापड आहे, कुकीज आहे, परत मशरूमचं लोणचं आहे, नूडल्स आहे, असे वेगवेगळे प्रॉडक्ट्स आपण बनवू शकतो. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. मी मशरूम वर्कशॉप पण घेते, त्यामध्ये मी पूर्ण ऑयस्टर मशरूम आणि मिल्की मशरूम कसं कल्टिवेट करायचं ते सुद्धा सांगते. तर मला ऍज अ स्पीकर म्हणून सुद्धा बोलवतात. जसं तर मध्ये झारखंडमध्ये अभाव फाउंडेशन म्हणून आहे, त्यांनी पण स्पीकर म्हणून मला बोलवलं. असं वेगवेगळ्या ठिकाणी मला स्पीकर म्हणून सुद्धा बोलवतात. अँड वेगवेगळे म्हणजे व्हेरियस कॉलेजेस आर ऑर्गनायझिंग वेबिनार. सो मी मशरूमचा अवेअरनेस सुद्धा करते, कारण मशरूम विषयी बरेच गैरसमज असतात, तर ते दूर करते. आता मध्ये एक नगरला शेतकऱ्यांचा कार्यक्रम झाला, तर गावातले लोक याला कुत्र्याची छत्री म्हणतात. तर मी तिथे सगळ्या शेतकऱ्यांना, 25 शेतकरी होते, त्यांना मी चुलीवरची मशरूमची भाजी खाऊ घातली आणि त्यांना एवढी आवडली की ते बोलले की आता ही भाजी आम्हाला कधी खायला मिळणार, एवढी छान भाजी आम्हाला कधी खायला मिळणार. तर म्हणजे याचा अवेअरनेस होणं गरजेचं आहे. तर ही कुत्र्याची छत्री नाहीये, ही मशरूम आहे, फंगस आहे आणि ही हायली न्यूट्रिशियस आहे. सो आपण डेली रुटीन मध्ये याचा वापर करायला पाहिजे. तर माझं जे आर्टिकल आहे दे आसरा फाउंडेशन आहे, मराठी मॅगझिन मध्ये माझं आर्टिकल आलेलं आहे. परत टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया मध्ये माझं आर्टिकल आहे. तर सुरुवातीला जेव्हा सुरू केला मी माझा फार्म, 6 महिनेही मला झाले नव्हते सुरू करून, तर टाइम्स ऑफ इंडिया मधनं मला कॉल आलेला. मलाही माहित नव्हतं की मी एवढं चांगलं काम करते की नाही. तर म्हणजे इंडियन एक्सप्रेस न्यूज पेपर मध्ये माझं आर्टिकल आलं. त्यांनी सगळ्या ऑल ओव्हर स्टेट मध्ये माझे वेगवेगळ्या लँग्वेज मध्ये त्यांनी माझं आर्टिकल दिलं. आणि माझ्याकडे उडीसावरनं ग्रोवर आले, माझ्याकडे मँगलोर, माझे जे ग्रोवर्स आहेत ते झारखंडला आहेत, उडीसाला आहे, मँगलोरला आहे, खामगावला आहे, उस्मानाबादला आहे. मीन्स ऑल ओव्हर इंडियामध्ये माझे मशरूमचे ग्रोवर्स आहेत आणि ते चांगलं काम करतायत. मेन म्हणजे ते ऑर्गॅनिक कल्टिवेशन करतायत. तर माझ्याकडे 80 इयर्स ओल्ड मॅन सुद्धा आले मशरूम शिकायला. यू कॅन सी एज डझंट मॅटर, एज मॅटर करत नाही, कोणत्याही वयामध्ये आपण बिझनेस सुरू करू शकतो. तर वुमन एम्पॉवरमेंट, मला जास्तीत जास्त लेडीजला सुद्धा ट्रेन करायचं आहे. शेतकऱ्यांना सुद्धा मी मशरूमचं ट्रेनिंग देते आहे, बरेच शेतकरी सुद्धा जॉईन झालेले आहेत. आणि गांडूळ खताची सुद्धा मी माहिती लोकांना सांगते आहे. तर अशा प्रकारे माझा बिझनेस सुरू आहे. नेक्स्ट स्लाइड. तर हे माझे डिटेल्स आहे, क्वालिटी मशरूम फार्म. माझं युट्यूब चॅनल सुद्धा आहे. ऍक्च्युली किचन मध्ये एवढा मला इंटरेस्ट नाही, पण मशरूम अवेअरनेस साठी मी वेगवेगळ्या डिशेस बनवल्या, जसं ऑयस्टर मशरूम कटलेट आहे, ऑयस्टर मशरूमची भाजी, पुलाव, अशा वेगवेगळ्या डिशेस मी बनवल्या आणि ते व्हिडिओज मी शेअर केले माझ्या युट्यूब चॅनलवरती. तर माझं युट्यूब चॅनल पण आहे. परत क्वालिटी मशरूम फार्म पुणे म्हणून माझं फेसबुक पेज आहे. तुम्ही नक्की माझ्या फेसबुक पेजला व्हिजिट करा. you will come to know details about our mushroom farm, quality mushroom farm. Thank you so much for inviting me here. Actually आरवी हे माझं माहेर आहे आणि जे मला इन्व्हिटेशन मिळालं ते त्या कॉलेजमध्ये मी शिकलेली आहे. BSc मला दाहटकरांनी शिकवलेलं आहे. परत मला मुडे मॅडमनी शिकवलेलं आहे. भोयर मॅम, परत खाकरे मॅम आणि विरुळकर सरांनी मला वेळोवेळी मार्गदर्शन केलेलं आहे. 2 वर्ष त्याच कॉलेजमध्ये मी लेक्चरशिप सुद्धा केलेली आहे. अँड आय एम feeling happy that you have invited me as a speaker. Thank you so much, everyone. Really, I got so happy. Thank you so much to listen my talk.
Thank you, ma'am, for enriching thoughts and analytical ideas about mushroom cultivation. Your knowledge about mushroom gave us a deep insight into the subject. Your views will really help small farmers to do better in mushroom farming. You gave the rays of hope for employment in this crucial situation of COVID-19. Thank you once again, Dhakati ma'am. Now, I would like to call upon Dr. N.S. Dharkar sir to address this e-seminar. Dr. N.S. Dharkar.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yes, you are audible.
Am I
sir.
audible?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Yeah. First of all, I express my sincere thanks to organizer. The topic of today's one-day e-seminar, scope, objective, and benefits of mushroom farming, is much interesting. Dhakate madam has delivered very fantastic lecture on mushroom farming, a new opportunity business. Madam has already introduced about the mushroom, their medicinal values, and the importance of the mushroom in employment. Mushroom cultivation increased due to the high demand of domestic market and explore potentially oyster, reishi, milky, button, straw, and shiitake mushroom are the most preferable species and cultivated by the farmers, but the maximum cultivation is confined to oyster, that is called as Pleurotus. Mushroom is the chief source of protein for vegetarian. Almost all the edible mushrooms are very rich in source of protein and other essential amino acid. It has also low fat and high carbohydrates. So all health conscious people now prefer the mushroom as most nutritive veg food. Mushroom cultivation business got a lot of scope in India, as you keep that mushroom is good medicine for health problems, especially blood related or cancer causing agent. It contains anti-cancerous elements. Consumption of mushrooms slow down the spread and effect of heart diseases. It increases the immunity. It is useful in diabetic patients and joint pain. Various health drinks and powders are also made from the mushroom. Regarding the income generation and employment creation, it contains all the essential oil, vitamins, and have iron, calcium, potassium, and phosphorus and folic acid. Due to rising incomplete level and standard of living, dietary preference of Indian population are shifting towards more proteinous diet, and mushroom one of the most great sources of same, especially for small marginal farmers in India. There is a good demand for button mushroom in India. It is a very good topic nowadays for the employment as well as the low marginal farmers. Thank you, sir, and thank you, Dhakate madam also. Hello. Hello.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for your enriching thoughts and valuable ideas about mushroom farming. With the permission of the panelists, I would like to continue the second technical session of this e-seminar. The speaker of this second technical session is Mr. Dr. D.V. Hande, and the chairperson of this second technical session is Dr. A.V. Pachede, sir. Now, I would like to invite Professor J.R. Pandey, sir, to introduce the chairperson of this second technical session. Dr. J.R. Pandey, sir.
Dr. A.V. Paskar, sir, worked as a professor and head of the Department of Botany at Bridgdal Biani Science College, Amravati. He was retired in the year. Hello, can you hear me? Hello. Hello. Am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Dr. A.V. Paskare, sir, worked as a professor and head of the Department of Botany at Bridgdal Biani Science College, Amravati. He was retired in the year 2050. He has 40-year teaching experience and more than 8 research scholars got a PhD under his supervision. And he guided more than 15 scholars in their MPhil courses. He also worked as a RRC member at Santa Gadge Baba Amravati University for 14 years. He has 46 research papers to his credit so far. In the year 2000, he received most prestigious Best Teacher Award from Amravati University. He had member of Board of Study for many terms and worked as a referee for PhD theses at various universities. Thank you, sir, for being with us.
Thank you very much, Professor J.R. Pandey, sir. Thank you very much for introducing um, the chairperson of this technical session. Now, I would like to invite Dr. A.S. Dhar to introduce D.V. Hande, sir. Dr. A.S. Dhar, sir.
Good afternoon to all. Professor Dilip V. Hande did his MSc in the subject botany and PhD from Santa Gadge Baba Amravati University, Amravati. Presently, he is working as a professor, Department of Botany, Sri Shivaji Science College, Amravati. He is working on taxonomy of lower fungi. His line of research in fungal secondary metabolites, synthesis and analysis. He is also working on the diversity of the endophytic fungi of medicinal plants of Melghat forest. He also served as a research associate in HRDC sponsor CSIR scheme entitled Collection, Culturing and Isolation of the Bioactive Molecules from Agrowaste Fungi from Western Himalayas region of Himachal Pradesh at Institutes of Himalayan Bioresources Technology, CSIR, Palampur, Himachal Pradesh. He is a fellow of International Science Congress Association, India. In addition to these, 40 research papers are on his credit. He has implemented a research project funded by UGC. He has supervised 2 PhD, 24 PG projects, and 2 MPhil students, and 5 PhD students are working under his scheme supervision. He has contributed for about 10 books. He has presented 60 research papers in national and international conferences. He has contributed a chapter in books published by national and international publishers. He has delivered more than 20 guest lectures in various colleges and various institutes. He is a life member of 12 states, national and international associates. He has been nominated by Vice Chancellor as a district coordinator, Amravati district for Intercollegiate Research Festival Avishkar. Presently, he is council member, Mycological Society of India, Chennai. He has worked on various committees contributed by the Vice Chancellor of Amravati University. Mycological Society of India honored him with prestigious Dr. B.R. Shom Memorial Award in 1917 at Jammu University, Jammu. I am now here. I conclude here my introduction about the Professor D.V. Hande sir. Thank you.
Thank you, Dahat sir, for the great introduction of Dr. D.V. Hande sir. Now I would like to invite Dr. D.V. Hande sir to address this e-seminar. Dr. Hande sir.
And all for the e-seminar on scope, objective and benefit of mushroom farming, a new business opportunity organized by Krishak Education Society, Art, Commerce and Science College, RV, Noida. I would like to welcome to all dignitaries, chairman, chief guest, teachers, students, farmers, and the students, and those are present for the seminar, especially the chairman of the session. First, I would like to congratulate to the organizer, college management, and Department of Botany, especially head of the department, Dr. Dahat sir, for the organization of such a wonderful event. I am grateful to college administration and head Department of Botany for inviting me for the talk. So today's topic for the invited talk is the mushroom cultivation technology. So I first would like to focus on the mushroom. Mushroom cultivation is the burning topic of the agriculture and the tribal region of India. Mushroom, first of all, I would like to focus on the some taxonomical and the morphological characteristics of the mushroom. This mushroom, which comes under the branch of science, is called as the mycology. And the word mycology, which starts from the myces, and myces means the mushroom. So, due to the study of mushroom, the branch is called as the mycology. And the mushroom is the organism which comes under the fungi. And fungi, which are the non-chlorophyllous organism, these mushrooms, which are the fleshy fungi, and this fleshy fungi, which is edible type of the fleshy fungi, this comes under the edible mushroom. So the mushroom is a fungi producing a fleshy fruiting body, especially consists of the stalk with an umbrella. But the mushrooms may be of various type of the shapes and size. Particularly, the mushrooms are having the ball-like structures, umbrella-like structures, and there is a variation in the structure of the mushroom. Generally, the mushrooms are just like umbrella. It has two parts, cap-like mushroom. It is known as the phyllius, attached with the thread-like structures, that is the mycelia. Mycelia absorb the nutrient from the soil. It does not require sunlight for their growth. The mushrooms are the saprophytic in nature. Mushroom generally grows at the dead and decaying organic matter of the forest. The mushrooms are having the various type of the fruiting bodies. The mushrooms may be edible or it may be non-edible. The mushrooms may be poisonous. But today we will focus on the edible mushroom, cultivation of the edible mushroom and their farming. That is the business opportunity for the farmers, for the tribals, for the youth. Why we select the topic that is the mushroom cultivation technology? Because the mushroom is a nutritious type of food. Most of the mushrooms are having the proteins. The edible mushrooms are having the proteinaceous type of the content. These mushrooms are used in the daily food, in the diet. Most of the mushrooms are having the so many pharmaceutical values. They are having the antioxidant properties. The mushrooms are also anti-cancerous. Mushrooms are having the different type of the medicinal properties. There are various type of mushrooms. On the basis of their fruiting bodies, on the basis of their shape, the mushrooms are classified in these types. These are the Worcester mushrooms. These Worcester mushrooms, the commonly Worcester mushrooms cultivated in our region. These mushrooms, Worcester mushroom, the scientific name is a Pleurotus. The species of Pleurotus, which is very common in our region, that is the Pleurotus sagarkojo, which grows in the our area. This mushroom is a straw mushroom, and this straw mushroom is looks like an umbrella. And these straw mushrooms, which is also grown in our region. This is the third type of the mushrooms, that is the reishi mushrooms. Reishi mushrooms, which appears in brownish in color, and these mushrooms are comes under the category of phoroid mushrooms. So morphologically, these all the mushrooms are having the different size of their basidiocarp. The mushrooms are having the fruiting body, and this fruiting body is called as the basidiocarp. And the color of the basidiocarp may be various type of the colors. The color is having the variations. This mushroom is a hard type of mushroom. Some of the mushrooms are soft type of mushrooms. These mushrooms are delicate. The mushrooms are having the lot of moisture. These mushrooms are dry type of mushrooms. The scientific name of this reishi mushroom is the Ganoderma lucidum. This Ganoderma lucidum is also growing in our region. So likewise, there are a different type of the mushrooms which are also found in the forest in the rainy season. When you visit to the forest in the rainy season, these mushrooms also found in the forest. These are the different name of the mushrooms. Common name of the mushroom, that is the enochitic mushroom, shiitake mushroom, and the wood ear mushroom. So these are the different various type of the fruiting body of the mushrooms. These mushrooms are having the good nutritional values. The mushrooms also used as a nutraceutical and the nutritionals. So this white button mushroom is very common in India. Most of the part of the India, the which cultivate the white button mushroom. The technical name of the white button mushroom is Agaricus bisporus. This is the most popular mushroom, also called as the button mushrooms, and 90% of mushrooms consumed in the United States. In the Western country, the peoples are using the mushroom in daily diet. because the mushrooms are having the number of medicinal values, number of medicinal properties. In India, some part of the some part of the country which are utilizing the mushroom in the food, but due to some misunderstandings, the mushrooms in tribal regions, the peoples of tribal regions which are unable to understand their values. So this is the cremini mushroom, also known as the baby bellas of brown. Creminis are similar in appearance to white, but have a light tone to rich brown cap and formal texture. So the color of the mushroom is brownish in color. This button mushroom is a white mushroom. This is the portabella mushroom, is again brownish in color. The shiitake mushroom is also brown, and this long hair-like mushroom is the enoki mushrooms. These long spindle stem-like structures which are present in this enoki mushroom. This Worcester mushroom is also again common in our region. This Worcester mushroom can be grey, pale yellow, or even blue with velvety texture. So all the mushrooms are having the nutritious values, and these mushrooms which are cultivated for the edible purposes. These two mushrooms, beech mushrooms, are with either all white or light brown caps. These mushrooms which are having the long stalk-like structures and the upper part is having the cap. So Mitake mushroom appearing rippling and the fan shape without caps. They are also called as the hen of the woods. So these mushrooms are classified on the basis of their fruiting body. Their nutritional values are more. The most of the mushrooms which are also used in the cancer treatment. This is the general structure of the mushroom. Generally, the button mushroom is having the long fruiting body, which is upper part is having the cap, and this part is having the stalk, which is also called as the stem. This annulus is present in the below the cap. This ring-like structure is called as annulus. These are the partitions which are present on the upper side, that is the gills or the lamella. The lower part of the mushroom is having the cup-like structure. It is called as the vulva, and the mycelial threads is called as the primary type of the mycelium, which are present in the soil. A mushroom typically consists of the stipe or the stalk and the cap. As the mushroom develops from underground mycelium and push upward, it is protected by the thin membrane which eventually ruptured, leaving fragments on the cap. These mushrooms are the fruiting body which germinate from the spores. In the rainy season, when the favorable conditions available, like the lower temperature and the high moisture, in the rainy season the spores germinate in the soil, and after germination of the spores which form the mycelium, and this mycelium which aggregate to each other, and this mycelia which undergoes dikaryoticization, and these mycelia which unite to form the stalk or the button-like structures. And after formation of this button-like structure, these button-like structures which grows in upward direction and which develop into the stalk, and another membrane attaching the cap to the stalk also ruptured, allowing the cap to extend and leaving the remnant ring. The ring is called as the annulus on the stalk. Radiating row of the gills are found on the cap's under surface. These bear the club-shaped reproductive structure, that is the basidia. So the mushroom is the fruiting body, and the basidiospores are the spores which which is responsible for the reproduction in the mushroom. The mushrooms also comes under the different class, that is the Ascomycota. The one important and medicinally valuable mushroom is the Morchella, and this Morchella belongs to Ascomycota, which is having the ascocarp and ascospores. But this Agaricus bisporus and the remaining mushroom, majority of the mushrooms which belongs to the Basidiomycota, and this Basidiomycota class which is having the presence of this Basidia, which form minute spores known as the Basidiospores, of which a single mushroom may produce millions of Basidiospores. So in Ascomycota, like ascospores, the Basidiospores which are developed in the Basidiomycota, and this group which shows the Basidiospores, and these Basidiospores germinate to form the primary mycelia, and this primary mycelia which develop into the fruiting body, that is the basidiocarp. So this presence of basidiospore is the characteristic feature of the mushrooms, and this is the general fruiting body of the mushroom. So this is the general morphological characteristics of the mushrooms. In the first lecture, the mushroom cultivation and their farming, which is already discussed by the speaker, but I would like to focus on the morphological and taxonomical structures of the mushrooms. So, how to identify the poisonous and the edible mushrooms? Few mushrooms are cultivated on large scale. So, India is having the number of mushroom centers, and these mushroom centers which are working on the cultivation practices of the mushrooms. So why we select the mushroom for the cultivation? What is the reason behind the mushroom cultivation? Because the mushroom is having the high nutritional values. The mushroom are low in calories, high in fibers, and contain many important vitamins and minerals. Some also have medicinal properties such as complex carbohydrates that strengthen the human activities. They are an excellent source of proteins. In some region, they are known as the vegetable meat for their high protein content. They contain all the essential amino acids needed for your body. The percentage of protein in dry mushroom could be between 10% to 30% of the total mushroom weight. They have high concentration of carbohydrate at 57% and 14% raw fiber. Most of those carbohydrates are complex sugar that will help you regulate insulin and sugar level because they are low glycemic sugars. So the mushrooms like Agaricus bisporus, Pleurotus, Sajarcojo, these mushrooms are having the high percentage of protein as well as they are having the source of fibers. They are having the source of carbohydrates. These mushrooms we should use in the daily diet. Most of the rich peoples which are using the mushroom medicines, but for the tribal people also it is a need of today's to use the mushroom in their daily diet. So these mushrooms which are having the different contents like proteins. Protein is the major content of the mushroom. The mushrooms we can cultivate on the large scale. The reason behind this cultivation of mushroom is the protein. Most mushrooms have high protein content, usually around 20% to 30%, by dry weight. The mushrooms also having the high amount of the fibers, and this fiber is very important for our body functions. This fiber helps the lower cholesterol and is important for the digestive system. Vitamin D is also present in the various mushrooms like Agaricus bisporus, Pleurotus agaricus, and the Mortella. This vitamin D is very important for our body, which is essential for the absorption of calcium. Again, the copper is also is the content of the mushroom. This copper is very useful in human body for human body. This copper is useful in aids in helping the body absorb oxygen and create RBCs. Selenium is also is the content of the mushrooms, and selenium is very important for the body because selenium is an antioxidant that help neutralize the free radicals, thus preventing the cell damage and reducing the risk of cancer and other diseases. Mushrooms contain more selenium than any other form of produce. Other content of the mushroom, that is the potassium. This potassium is also very important. It is an extremely important mineral that regulate blood pressure and keep cells functioning properly. Other important minerals are also present in the mushroom fruiting bodies, in the basidial carp of the mushrooms, such as phosphorus, zinc, and magnesium. This content of the mushroom, which is having the low level of fats, calories, and sodium. And one more important thing in case of mushroom, there is a no cholesterol present in the mushroom. So due to the lot of benefits, lot of the health benefits, lot of the nutritional values, the mushrooms are very important for all of us. The mushrooms, which is a alternative for the so many medicines. The mushroom we should be used in our daily diet because the mushrooms which are having the nutraceutical value, nutritional values, mushroom can cure the cancer. The mushrooms are having the different species. The Ganoderma lucidum is a very important type of the mushroom. Agaricus bisporus, then this is a Pleurotus agaricus. In our region, most of the farmers are cultivating the Pleurotus agaricus because the Pleurotus agaricus which required the low cost for the production than the Agaricus bisporus. Agaricus bisporus required low temperature and the Pleurotus agaricus which required our room temperature in the rainy season and in the winter season. The cost of the production for the Pleurotus is less. So the nutritional value of the mushrooms, which is more. The edible mushrooms are consumed by humans for their nutritional value and they are occasionally consumed for their supposed medicinal values. But nowadays, these mushrooms should be used for the medicinal value also. Edibility may be defined by criteria that include absence of poisonous effects on human and desirable taste and aroma. So in the forest, both type of mushrooms are present. Some of the mushrooms are edible, some of the mushrooms are poisonous. But For cultivation practices or cultivation purposes, we use only the edible mushroom after identification and the confirmation from the expert. We use the spawn of the only edible mushrooms like Pleurotus or the Agaricus bisporus. So edible mushrooms include many fungal species that are either harvested wild or cultivated. So in the forest, there are so many edible species of the mushrooms. These edible species of the mushrooms which can use in the daily diet. But the collector should knows which species is edible and which species is poisonous. Without confirmation, it is not possible to understand the edible and the poisonous type of the mushrooms. So the Agaricus bisporus, which is a very common species which is cultivated in India, throughout in India. This Agaricus bisporus is also called as the button mushroom, which also known as the white cultivated mushroom. Agaricus bisporus is grown on composted cereal straw and animal manure. Agaricus bisporus is the most extensively cultivated mushroom in the world. These Agaricus bisporus also used in the Western countries, accounting for the 38% of the world production of cultivated mushroom. So this Agaricus bisporus, which is a very commonly used mushroom in world, including India, because the Agaricus bisporus, which the shape is having like a button, therefore it is called as the commonly button mushroom, and which is not too much soft. It is some type of the hard and soft type of the mushrooms. Another mushroom which are also cultivated on the large scale, this mushroom is called as the Halvarella halvaceae. The Chinese or paddy straw mushroom. This Valvarella halvaceae is a high temperature mushroom, grow largely in tropical and subtropical region of the Asia like China and India. These mushrooms can be grown on variety of agricultural waste. This Valvarella mushroom account for 16% of total production of cultivated mushroom in the world. So these Agaricus bisporus, which are using in 38% area of the world production is 38%, and this Valvarella halvaceae is 16%. So in the world, in every country, in every hotel, the Agaricus bisporus or the button mushroom is very common than these another mushrooms. We will focus on some poisonous mushroom also. In the forest, we should know the how we can predict it is a poisonous mushroom. We cannot confirm on the basis of this morphological identification that is these are the poisonous mushroom. We can confirm some of the edible mushroom on the basis of morphological character, but the mushroom should be identified from the experts before consuming, because some mushrooms are having the poisonous properties. These are some morphological characters. On the basis of these morphological characters, we can predict the mushroom is the poisonous type of mushroom. These poisonous mushrooms look like a edible mushroom in their morphology and life cycle. On the basis of morphology, they are similar, but they can distinguish by some characters. The poisonous mushroom and the edible mushrooms both are classified, both are having the fruiting body, but on some characters, like the number one, the brightly colored fruiting body. In 95 or 99, 95, 98% mushrooms, they are having the different type of the colorations. But those mushrooms are brightly colored. The fruiting body or the basidiocarp of the mushrooms, if it is a bright colored, so there may be the chances of poisonous type of the mushroom. Second character for the poisonous mushroom, that is the greenish tinge on the gills and yellow green spores. The green tinge on the lower surface of the cap in case of the Amanita phalloides, or in case of the mushrooms which are having the gills. Gills means gills are the part of the upper cap. Below the cap, there are so many partitions. These partitions are called as the gills. And if the gills are having the greenish tinge or the yellow green spores, means the basidiospores of the mushrooms are yellowish green color. So this is the second character of the poisonous mushroom. Then the third character of the prediction of the poisonous mushroom, that is the pink colored spores in the green. The color of the basidiospores in the basidiocarp of the mushrooms, it may be pinkish in color or the pink colored. Pink colored or yellowish green colored spores, which may be the indication of the poisonous type of the mushroom. Another characters which also indicate that the mushrooms may be poisonous. These characters are just like a presence of halwa and the annulus on the stalk. The vulva and the annulus, which are present on the stipe, these ring-like structures, if present on the stipe, there may be the chances of the poisonous mushroom. Then another characters, that is the oozing of milky or colored latex at damaged portion of the mushroom. When the mushrooms are damaged by the other injuries, the mushrooms may be having the maybe oozing the milky latex. This oozing of milky latex may be the characteristic of the mushrooms, poisonous mushroom. And the last character, that is the unpleasant odor. The unpleasant odor may be the characteristics of poisonous mushroom. Some of the mushrooms are also commonly called as the stinkhorn mushroom. These stinkhorn mushrooms are having the stinking smell, unpleasant smell, rotten egg smell of the mushrooms, and which is very commonly found in the forest. So, on the basis of this character, we may predict the mushrooms may be poisonous. But these tests or these characters are the morphological characters. For the confirmation of the poisonous mushroom, we should go for the mycotoxin identifications, mycotoxin characterizations. So this species is very common, that is the poisonous species, that is the Amanita phalloides. This Amanita phalloides, which is a deadly poisonous mushroom. Then another example of this poisonous mushroom, which is a Trichoderma muscarium, and these mushrooms are poisonous. These mushrooms, after the consumption of these mushrooms by mistake, there may be the chances of death. So we should confirm the mushroom, from expert before consumption. But for mushroom cultivation technology or for production of the mushrooms, we use the species of the mushrooms which are very popular for the edible purposes. So these are some photographs of the poisonous type of the mushrooms which are found in the forest. These mushrooms are having the cap-like structure, annulus and vulva. This annulus and vulva is present. These mushrooms are bright colored type of the mushrooms. These colored mushrooms are having the ornamentations on the basidiocarp on the fruiting body. These mushrooms are having the vulva, bright colored mushrooms. These are the characteristics of the poisonous type of the mushrooms. So we should know the life cycle of mushroom. Why the mushrooms are having the short life cycle? Why the mushrooms which grows in the rainy season? The mushrooms are having the different type of spores. These spores are the basidiospores. The mushrooms which are disappear very quickly in the forest after the rainy season of the monsoon. In the month of June, we observed that number of fruiting bodies which are coming from the soil, and after 15 days these fruiting bodies which are disappear. So why it is happen? So the spores are present in the soil in dormant stage. These spores are called as the basidiospores, and these basidiospores are the rounded or oval type of the basidiospores. These basidiospores undergo germination, and after germination, after favorable conditions like rainy season, these basidiospores form the germ tubes, and after formation of the germ tubes, this germinated structure convert into the called as the mycelium. This mycelium is a cottony structure, and this cottony structure mycelia which is spread inside the soil in the rainy season. After spreading into the soil, so all these spores form which aggregate to form the cotton fiber like mat into the soil, which appears like a cottony mycelium. And after aggregation of this mycelium which forms the primordia, mushroom primordia. Number of mycelia which aggregates to form the cluster, and after formation of cluster, this mushroom primordia form, and this primordia which convert into the short bulb-like structures, and these bulb-like structures which is called as the button stage of the mushroom in Agaricus bisporus, or in case of Agaricus species, the button stage formation is the first stage on the soil. This mycelia development or the spore germination, these stages which occurs inside the soil. But after the development of this mycelia, the button stage which appears and come out from the soil, and this button which convert into the long fruit body. This button or this mycelia grows upward in direction which form the stipe, which is also called as the stem, and which form also the annulus. Ring like structure is called as the annulus. The lower part is called as the vulva, and the upper part which is having this number of partitions or the layers, these layers are called as the gill, and this gill is a reproductive part of the mushroom. This gill which is having the number of spores, this gill which is having the number of basidiospores, and these basidiospores, when matured, this fruiting body, the basidiospores which are liberated from this basidiocarp, and this basidiospore after maturity, these basidiospores are uninucleate. These basidiospores are single cell type of the basidiospores, and these single celled basidiospores which disseminate from this fruiting body and which mix with the soil, and after mixing with the soil, these basidiospores which becomes dormant until the favorable conditions are available, and after favorable conditions, these basidiospores undergo germination to form the mycelium. So the mature mushrooms, which is the complete fruiting body of the mushroom. So this is the life cycle of the mushroom. These are the different stages of the mushroom. That is the this stage is the stipe and the cap. This part is called as stipe. These are the gills and these are the caps which are present above the ground. The mushroom consists of stipe that support cap. These structures are called as the basidiospores, which looks like a oval shape and which are situated on the short stalk-like structure is called as the stigmata. This is the basidium. This basidium is a club-like structure which are present in the group that is a basidiomycota. And at the tip of this basidium, these short stalk-like structures which are produced, and this oval body is called as the basidiospore, and these basidiospores which are ready for the germination. These are the gills. These gills are the underside of the most cap have thin sheet of tissue called gills which contain basidia that produce basidiospores. Wind disperse mature spores, and after disperse of the spores, these spores undergo germination. When basidiospore germinate, it produce hyphae of either mating strain, positive or negative. So after the meiosis, after the fusion of two nuclei, there is a formation of zygote or the diploid nucleus, and it undergoes meiotic division to form the four haploid nuclei which convert into the four haploid spores, out of which two spores are having the positive mating type and two spores are having the negative mating type. That is the positive strains and the negative strains. So after germination of these basidiospores, after the hypal fusion, when different hyphae meet, they fuse and form new mycelium containing cells with two haploid nuclei. This haploid mycelium, which is the positive type of haploid mycelium, negative type of mycelium, which form the buttons. This button stage is below the ground surface, but it is coming out of the soil. This button formation, the mycelium forms a compact mass, a button just below the soil surface. A button develops into stipe and cap. Then the spore production in the basidia haploid nuclei fuses, meiosis occurs, and producing four haploid nuclei that develop into the basidiospore. These are the basidia, and these basidia which develop into the basidiospores. This haploid nuclei fuses to form the diploid nucleus, and this fruiting body is the mature type of fruiting body which coming out from the soil and which develops, that is, into the cap, stipe and the lower part, that is the rhizomorph. So this is the general life cycle of the mushrooms, and how the mushroom spread, or how to mushroom reproduces from the basidiospores and to form the basidiocarp. So some of the steps in mushroom production. In the first talk, already mushroom production described by the speaker. I am only focusing some important steps. The key genetic step in mushroom production, that between 3 months from start to finish, depending on species. Identifying and cleaning a dedicated room for building in which temperature, moisture and sanitary condition can be controlled to grow the mushroom. In choosing a growing medium and storing the raw ingredient in a clean place under covered and protected from rain. So these are the requirement for the mushroom production. This is the pasteurization and sterilization technique of the medium and the bags, tables for the mushroom production required. This is autoclave for the sterilization of the glasswares. Seeding the bed with spawn, spore and mature mushroom grows on the sterile media. Maintaining optimal temperature, moisture, hygiene and other conditions for mycelial growth. Harvesting and eating or processing, packaging and sealing the mushrooms, cleaning the facility and beginning again. So these are some mushroom cultivation process. So apart from the mushroom cultivation technology, so we can cultivate the spawn for the mushroom cultivation. The spawn cultivation is a different part, because spawn is essential for the mushroom cultivation, and the spawn is a seed of mushroom, and the spawns are also the basidiospores of the mushrooms. The mushroom, it comes under the group of organism, that is a fungi, and fungi reproduces with the help of spores, and these spores are the basidiospore in particularly mushrooms, and we can multiply the basidiospore on artificial media. So these spawn preparations, which are also important in case of the mushroom cultivation, we can cultivate the spawn in our laboratory. So these are the some steps of the mushroom spawn preparations. Preparation or procurement of spawns. Mother spawn can be produced from any mushroom research center, and primary culture of the spawn can be prepared by following procedure. The first step is select good quality jar or wheat grains free from the pest and molds. These grains, it may be wheat grains or the jar grains, it should be free from the any other foreign particles like pest and the molds. It is very important. Second point, that is the boil the grain submerged in clean water for 20 to 30 minutes to kill the microbes. When the grain becomes soft, remove the spread remove and spread evenly on cotton cloth to drain out the water and cool the grains. Third step, mix 3% chalk powder for adjusting the pH to keep the grain loose. Number 4, fill 250 gram of the grain in clean and dried glucose bottle of 500 ml capacity or propylene bags, and plug the mouth of the bottle tightly with non-absorbent cotton. The fifth stage, sterilize the bottle in autoclave by exposing to 21 degrees centigrade and 15 pound pressure for 20 minutes. After cooling, Transfer the bottle to inoculation chamber. Next step, transfer the few grains with mycelial growth into sterile substrate bottle under aseptic condition and plug it with cotton. So in this case, the aseptic condition is very important, because if we cannot maintain the aseptic condition, there may be the chances of infection. There may be the chances of contamination of the another particles, another spores. The spores may be the another unavoided spores, like the spores of aspergillus or penicillium, can contaminate your culture. So in the spawn production, it is very careful, or the important part, to avoid the unwanted organism. The culture should be pure culture. The culture should be pure, or it should be only one type of the culture, spore culture, that is the organism which you would like to cultivate. The next step, that is to shift the inoculated bottle to the spawn running room having temperature ranges 25 to 30 degrees centigrade. So these are the different stages of the spawn preparation. So we can produce the spawn in our laboratory. Very simple technique is like a pure culture technique. The students of microbiology and mycology can cultivate the spawn or multiply the spawn for the production of the mushrooms. So these mushrooms are the spore bearing and fruiting body, that is the morphological part of the mushrooms. The fruiting body of the mushrooms are very common. These some of the photographs of the mushrooms in the field, which are having the umbrella, vulva, stalk and the mycelia. This mushroom, most of the growth of the fungus goes unnoticed because it occurs underground. In the rainy season, we observed the mushroom in the forest. Suddenly, after the rain, and we observed only the fruiting body. The mushrooms may seem to sprout overnight. It actually takes a day or week for to develop. Their spores and their mycelia, which are totally underground. Only we observed the fruiting body, that is the basidiocarp, that is the stipe, and the pileus above the soil. So these are the nutritional values of the mushrooms. So these three type of mushrooms are very popular in India and also world. That is the Agaricus bisporus. These mushrooms, every hotels and the every city which are cultivating or which are using this Agaricus bisporus, that is the common mushroom. Pleurotus, Ostriatus, Volvariella volvaceae, these are the dual type of the mushrooms. These poisonous mushrooms are brightly colored. These are the two photographs of these poisonous mushrooms, like Amanita phalloides and the Trichoderma muscarium. These edible mushrooms consumed by the human, their nutritional values, consumed for their supposed medicinal values. So these are having the rich source of protein, therefore they are edible. These Acaricus, Bisporus, Lentinus, Pseudodes, Pleurotus, Olvariella, and Auricularia polytracha, which are commonly edible species cultivated in India. This Agaricus bisporus is very common basidiomycetes mushroom, which is a native of the Europe and the North America. This is called as the button mushroom, which are looks like a white button. These when immature and brown, these mushrooms may be known variously as Swiss brown. These are the different name of the mushrooms. This Pleurotus mushroom is generally referred to as Oyster mushroom in India or dhingri in India. The mushrooms which are cultivated in India, but the details of the mushroom research which is going on in the India, the research center is the National Research Center for Mushroom, NRCM, Solan, Himachal Pradesh. The fruit body of these mushrooms are distinctly cell, fan or spatula shape with different shade of white, cream, gray, yellow, pink or light brown depending upon the species. There are different species of this Pleurotus, and on the different species shows the different coloration. The species of the Pleurotus may be pink, it may be having the white shade or the gray shade, that it depend on the species, but this species is also cultivated in most part of the India within very low cost technology. This species which required the room temperature for the production. This is the Oyster Mushroom, the secret enzyme that break down the organic bond in wood into smaller molecule. Thus, due to their love of wood, oyster are also efficient in breaking down the organic bond into the toxic chemicals. It has the bittersweet aroma in benzaldehyde. Oyster mushroom can also be used industrially for mycoremediation purpose. This Volvarella volvacea is again, the mushroom is the Chinese mushroom, or it is also called as the paddy straw mushroom, commonly grow on the paddy straw. Volvarella volvacea is a high temperature mushroom, grow largely in tropical and subtropical region of Asia, China, India. Then the Volvarella and Amanita cannot be distinguished in the early button stage, that for many is considered the best stage to collect Volvarella for consumption. Like Amanita, the paddy straw mushroom has a volva or universal veil, so called because it is a membrane that encapsulates the entire mushroom when it is young. This structure break apart as the mushroom expand, living parts that can be found at the base of the stalk as a cup-like structure. These are some photographs of mushroom cultivation. These fruiting bodies which affairs or this fruiting body which are developed from these bags. These bags are having the raw material and the spawns, and after the maturity, after the development of the mycelia inside the bag, these fruiting bodies which comes out from this bag. These are the requirements, spawn, straw, bags, which are already discussed in the first session. This is a spawn production. To grow the mushroom, you need to buy the spores. The spore show will have been grown on the corm cob bottle of the spores. These are the spawns. This only the spawn is essential for the cultivation of mushroom. In case of Pleurotus or in case of the Agaricus isporus, this spawn is the seeds of the mushrooms, and these spawns which are stored in the bottle and which are mixed with the wheat grains. These are the wheat grains, and these wheat grains are having the mass of the mycelia and the basidiospores, which help to reproduce the mycelium into the formation of the fruiting body, that is the mushrooms. These are the different stages of the cultivation of the mushrooms, and these are some photographs for the soaking the paddy straw, chopping the paddy straw, and hot water treatment, drain off the excess water, and these are the preparation of bags, plastic bags, and after preparation of these plastic bags, these are the filling of the plastic bed preparations, layering of the spawns. These are the white colored structures, that is the seeds, that is the spawns, which are situated on the wheat grains. And these spawns or these basidiospores which germinate inside these paddy straws and which develop the mycelium inside the paddy straw. After 7 to 8 days, this bag which becomes whitish in color, which form the mycelia, and after development of mycelia, the bags are pinning by the threads or the pinning by these some pins. Spawn, these are the running spawns. These are the layering of the spores of the spawn inside the bag. These are the bag ready for the development of the fruiting bodies. These making the hole for the aeration and the germination of the bag, germination of the spores inside the bag, which is spray this bag after 5 days to keep the moist, and after 18 days mushroom will start sprouting in 18 days. These are the yards or the halls which are having these mushroom cultivation. The small space is required for the multi mushroom cultivation, and production cost is very less in case of the mushroom cultivation. So it is a very good opportunity for the business for the youth. These are the fruiting bodies of the Pleurotus, mature mushrooms, and these are the ready this fruiting body for the harvesting. And after harvesting, these materials or these mushroom bodies, after drying, it is packed in the bags for the marketing. So this is a very nutritious and values of the mushrooms. This nutritious food of the mushroom, which is a good opportunity for the business. Thank you very much. And at the last, I would like to thanks to the organizer for the
झालं का? Uh, thank you very much, Hande sir. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable thoughts and giving a deep insight into the subject. You have really made this session very informative by focusing on nutritional and medicinal values of mushroom. Thank you once again, sir. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Pachkhede, sir, to share his valuable views on mushroom farming with us. Dr. Pachkhede, sir.
Cool. Dr. Hande explained mushroom cultivation in very knowledgeable language. He had mentioned all details of mushroom cultivation, difference between poisonous and non-poisonous mushroom, content of the mushroom, various processes of mushroom cultivation, starting from the spawn to all details in laboratory, and detailed content of mushroom, how it is essential for the human body. Actually, mushrooms are found in both cases, that is wild as well as cultivated. And it is very difficult on morphological basis to identify the poisonous and non-poisonous mushroom. Dr. Hande explained how to identify the non-poisonous mushroom on the basis of morphological basis. He also explained the very detailed process of cultivation as well as how the mushrooms are essential for human life. Now, mushrooms become essential and it is a nutritious food, particularly agaricus and pleurotus, which are readily available in various cultivated laboratories and various hotels, etc. They are found. So Dr. Hande explained this topic in very knowledgeful and scientific way. It will be very much beneficial for the researchers and students of this field. I congratulate him for such type of best speech which he has prepared and illustrated his speech by different photographs and different examples. I also thanks to the organizer of this webinar, particularly Art and Science College, RV, for participating me or allowing me participation in this one and working here or appointed me as a chairman of this seminar. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Pastor Sir. Thank you for sharing your valuable views with us and giving your precious time for this seminar, e-seminar. Thank you once again, sir. Now, it's a time for valedictory function. And for this valedictory function, we have chief guest, Dr. J. Tilke, and the chairperson of this valedictory function is our principal, Dr. Verulkar, sir. Now, I would like to request Dr. A.S. introduce the chief guest of this valedictory function, Dr. J. Tilke.
Good afternoon, everybody. I introduce my guru, Dr. J. Tilke sir. Dr. J. Tilke sir is an ex-pro vice chancellor and ex-active vice chancellor and ex-director of BCUD, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, Amravati. He has 33 years teaching experience and 25 years research experience. He has 60 research papers to his credit and presented 150 research papers at various national and international conferences. He has edited a book and completed 3 minors as well as a major research project. 17 students received a PhD degree under his esteemed guidance, and 3 students are still working under his guidance. He has evaluated 10 PhD theses and guided 4 students for MPhil degree. He has visited various foreign universities and delivered lecture there. He is felicitated with 12 honors and recognition. He has been selected as an executive member of second time of Indian Aerobiological Society, Kolkata. Presently, he has been working as a professor and head Department of Botany, Sant Gadge Baba, Amravati University, Amravati. Dr. J. Tilke sir is a multifaceted personality, and time will fall short if I touch his multifacet. Therefore, I stop here to cut short this introduction. Thanks once again.
Thank you, Dr. Sir, for introduction for the good introduction of Dr. J. Tilke sir. Before proceeding for the speech of chief guest here, I would like to invite Dr. Praveen Kale to give the feedback on this e-seminar. Dr. Praveen Kale.
Thank you, sir. The webinar on scope of objective and benefits of mushroom, new business opportunity for farmers. In this webinar, 2 lectures. First lecture of Deputy.
Hello, sir. Hello, sir. There is a disturbance in your voice, sir. Hello, sir.
You speak for your mic.
Okay. Is it?
No, sir. That is not audible.
Hello.
Hello, sir. Please check your mic. You are not audible. हाँ येतोय. हो येतोय.
So good afternoon, everybody. Webinar on scope, objectives, and benefits of mushroom farming, a new opportunity for farmers as well as the youth. So today we'll listen to two lecture. First is of mushroom cultivation, and second lecture is on again mushroom cultivation by Dr. Hande sir. So both the lectures are very informative and very valuable for farmers and youth.
अटेंडिंग मध्ये आहेत ना.
येतोय ना सर आवाज? आवाज आहे? हॅलो. Farmers and youth for income generation and livelihood to livelihood is very informative for us as a teacher, as well as of botany, as well as the farmers or start a new business. So thanks to lecture for their inputs. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much, Dr. Praveen Kale sir, for your inspiring feedback on our webinar. Now, I would like to call upon Kumari Mayuri Zade for giving feedback on this seminar. Mayuri Zade. Due to some technical problems, we are not able to arrange for Mayuri Zade. Now, I would like to invite Dr. Tilke sir for his valuable ideas and views to share. Dr. Jay Tilke sir.
Hello, am I audible to you?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You're audible.
Good noon to one and all. At the outset, let me congratulate the principal of the college and head of department, Dr. Dahat, also the member of society who permitted Dr. Dahat to organize such an important workshop, which is not only for the students and teachers, but it has importance for common man also. To organize the workshop at a remote place is not so much difficult today, but to dare is a very important. So at the outset, I congratulate Dr. Dahat and his team for organizing such an interesting workshop. See, now the whole world become the global village. And when we speak about the global village, nothing is at remote. That's why the things which are of importance for all, mainly for the common man, common people, that should be delivered by the people or academia throughout the India. I am very much thankful to the organizer for calling me here to grace the valedictory function of this workshop. From morning, I am very much involved in this workshop. I attended more or less all the lectures, and particularly delivered by Dr. Hande and the madam. Found to be very useful for the people who are unemployed mostly. Apart from the research and academic, if you have the knowledge of cultivation of the agaricus or the mushroom, you can earn a lot of money. And the person who is interested to cultivate need not know all the details about the morphology, physiology, and the botany of this particular plant or the mushroom. So the common man or even the illiterate person can cultivate the mushroom, and by cultivating mushroom, he can earn the money to sustain his life. The people who are involved in this workshop. My friend and senior teacher, Dr. Pachkhede, Dr. Ninad Dharkar, Dr. Prasad, Dr. Hande, they contributed a lot in this field. Fortunately, from Amravati region, we, the people who are working in botany, they are having specialized areas in the field of mycology, like mushroom cultivation. We have a very big team of mycologists in our region. And fortunately, Dr. Hande is on the executive council of the Indian Mycological Society. So that is also creditable for our region. When we organize such a workshop with the academic and importance with high research values, that should be the appreciation, or it should be appreciated by the college, by the principal, by the society, and all the peoples. Again, I congratulate all of you for organizing such a nice workshop for student and common man, and extend my sincere thanks to the organizer, Dr. Pandey, and all the co-workers for involving me in a short day program that is very, actually it is very short 1 day program. Let it be, but it was so important. So I extend my sincere thanks to all who are involved in the program. Thank you very much. Thanks. Over to you.
Thank you, Dr. Thank you very much for giving valuable thoughts on this webinar and giving your precious time for this webinar. Now, I would like to call to our principal, Dr. Vedkut sir, for the speech of this valedictory function. Dr. Vedkut sir.
Welcome again all the panelists and attendees in this valedictory function. Many thanks to speakers and chairpersons for sharing their valuable knowledge with us. Out of the two speakers, one was Mrs. Trupti Dhakate madam, having excellent practical knowledge of mushroom farming as well as marketing it. And another, Dr. Hande sir, he was full of theoretical knowledge. I hope all the attendees must have benefited with the listening of these speakers. While selecting topic of the seminar, we focused on the popular content of the subject botany so that maximum people can get benefit of this seminar. I hope all attendees have benefited with this, with the content of this seminar, with the deliberation of this seminar. Thanks once again. Thanks.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much for sharing your valuable views and giving support for this e-seminar. Now, the last segment of this e-seminar is vote of thanks. Now, I would like to invite Dr. J.R. Pandey for giving vote of thanks. Dr. J.R. Pandey.
Thank you, sir. It's my pleasure to propose a vote of thanks on the occasion of this one-day e-seminar on scope, objective, and benefits of mushroom farming, a new business opportunity. I, Jayesh Pandey, Assistant Professor, on behalf of Arts, Commerce and Science College, RV, extend my gratefulness toward all the speakers, member of management, technical support staff, participants for being with us. Today we have Dr. N.M. Dongarwar sir, Professor and Head PG Department of Botany, Rashtrasant Tukadoji Maharaj, Nagpur University, as a chief guest of inaugural function. I express my sincere gratitude towards him for his presence and sharing his thoughts. Thank you, sir. Our patron, Advocate Shobhatai Kale, Treasurer of Krishak Education Society, spared time through her busy schedule. and guided us on his occasion. Thank you, ma'am, for your words of encouragement. Dr. H.R. Verukar, sir, principal is always assertive mood. Today, through his presidential address, he had inspired us. I express my thankfulness toward Dr. Verukar, sir. For first technical session, I am thankful to Dr. N.S. Dharkar, sir, chairperson of the first technical session, for sharing his views. We are all grateful to Ms. Trupti B. Dhakate Jagtap, as she has shared her first-hand experiences and practical knowledge about mushroom farming and its benefits. Thank you, ma'am. For second technical session, I am thankful to Dr. Patskede sir for a chairperson of the second technical session for sharing his views. For the second technical session, we had with us Dr. D.V. Hande sir, who guided us about new mushroom technology. These words of practical wisdom and up-to-date knowledge is very useful for all the participants. Thank you, sir, for your time. Dr. J.A. Tidke sir, Pro Vice Chancellor of Sant Gadge Baba Amravati University, Professor and Head of the Department of Botany, was with us as a chief guest of valedictory function. It is a matter of pleasure and pride to have the eminent personality with us. Thank you, sir, for your scholar views and sparing time for our one-day e-seminar. I thank you to the chairman of the valedictory function, Dr. H.R. Verukar, sir, for his continuous guidance and help. Dear participants, I take the opportunity to all the ladies and gentlemen who have directly and indirectly helped for the success of this e-seminar. In the technical support staff, we have Dr. Amar Sote, sir, and Professor Shailesh Khandare, Department of Computer Science, who provided all the needful technical support. Thank you, sir. I am thankful all the participants, college staff members, teachers for the active supports and the participation in this seminar. And my special thanks to Dr. Vijay Khadse for his exceptional anchoring. And last but not the least, my humble thanks to the Dr. A.S. Dahat sir, who has constantly worked hard day and night for this successful organization of this seminar. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. Over to you.
With the permission of chairperson of this regulatory function, I declare that this e-seminar is over. Thank you for attending this webinar. Thank you very much.